All right, fellas. Final code open. We got the black and white. We continue to see the eyeball. We continue to see the white backyard. People in hazmat suits. It's almost with every code open, they've been building it and building it and building it. But this time we see a heavy police presence. We see smoke in the area coming from the mountains, the helicopters. We see that this is a really big deal. Something we thought that started as an eyeball to a teddy bear has mounted into multiple cop cars, multiple investigative vehicles, helicopters surrounding the area, smoke in the background. Yes or no answer, because we'll talk about this later. I just want a quick yes or no answer from each of you. Was this worth the payoff that we get at the end of the episode? Was the cold open sequences, was it worth the payoff that we get at the end of the episode?
First time around, yeah.
So it didn't hold up?
See, I don't know.
What just didn't care?
What about the bodies?
It just went as
like. What about the bodies? Like, is that later?
It just wasn't as impactful.
What bodies? Well, bodies is bodies from the sky.
Yeah, they fell out of the plane.
Fell out of the plane.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't even think that dark, did you?
Whew, damn, y'all back to back with it, boy. On the dark.
What you thought? What you think that was?
You thought that was real people? I mean, they are.
Well, I thought they were kind of trying to pump fake us with, who's the two bodies? Is it Skylar and Flynn? Is it Jesse and? You know, I mean, like we said, we get the reveal at the end, but I ain't even pieced that together at all.
They were at first, I think.
No pun, John Doe. No pun.
Damn.
I think the last. John Doe. That's a good one. Mm-mm. The last episode, I think they were trying to pump fake us with that, but once they revealed, I think we're supposed to understand that they fell out of the sky.
Yeah, originally, when you start getting the early code opens, like Lou just said, they make you think that's Walt and Jesse. That's the illusion that you're trying to get. We in Walt's driveway, the Aztec busted up. What's going on? Like who they dealt with now that they finally got them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then we finally get the big picture.
So now
it does make it more eluded, I think, going into the episode of seeing those two bodies still and then seeing the large president like, yo, maybe they did get murked, but how? Like what's going on to all these people came? Who blew up they shit? Why they got smoked? All types of stuff. So yeah, it's great on the first watch, but
yeah. So then again,
it held up still for me. It held up.
I
like how it switched from black and white to color to show that it went to real time.
Yeah,
I did like that. I did like that. It still works as far as directorial point of view of what they were going for, but payoff. It's not really a payoff on. Again, we talk about this. This is a running theme of No More Half Measures where. Like once you've seen it the first time, it don't really hold up because it's not no major consequences. I mean, it's major consequences, but it's from a character we don't care about. So
let me ask you this. With this being your first rewatch, did you remember this happening? And if you didn't, what was your reaction? Were you just shrugging it off or you like, oh shit?
I didn't remember it. Like when we get to the later part of it, I didn't remember it. When it happened, it just seemed so random, but it was epic, but again, you're trying to make fetch work. I don't care about this dude. Like I like what he's doing, but I don't care about him. Right on.
I understand what you're saying. However, I think.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Can we pull a Spike Lou on Spike Lou? Do you get that reference, Lou? Do you get that reference? He said he's trying to make fetch happen. Do you understand? We always ask Mo if he gets it. Do you get it? Yeah,
finally. Because Rich is he's the gap. Rich is the gap.
Yeah, man. We got Lou on one. Of course, I figured you never seen Mean Girls. It's a quote from Mean Girls.
God, Lindsay Lohan. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's 2000.
I seen something similar to that not too long ago, but it was like a scary.
I'm trying to see the Tubi version of the.
I would definitely watch the Tubi version of Mean Girls. To circle back to Mo's point, I do think that there would the bigger repercussions. No, we don't care about Jane's dad. We don't care about any of those people that die as viewers, really. But we do see the mass destruction that Walter White has caused, just being an arrogant asshole piece of shit, and that continues to feed into my theory of him like it ain't as obvious because he's still trying to act like Walter White, but he's already broken bad, in my opinion, with like the show telling us like look at the results of him not waking this girl up. Dad go to work, head messed up. Now plane crashes and all these people are dead and all these chain of events, this butterfly effect could have been prevented if you weren't such an asshole and didn't want Jesse all to yourself. So it still had that impact for me.
It's
Could have sworn I asked for a yes or no answer. But
I mean, y'all had been into it,
man. Hey, welcome to No More Half Measures.
Drop the hammer.
A Breaking Bad podcast.
We're doing the end at the beginning. I'm about to say this conversation was meant for the end, but fuck it, we here.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, fuck the end. Let's get into the beginning of the episode. What's going on, good people? Back for another episode of No More Half Measures, a Breaking Bad podcast. I'm your host, Rich, joined by the world-class Maurice Hunt III and the legend Spike Lou. Lou, how you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. Happy to be here with you brothers talking Breaking Bad.
Absolutely, man. Mo, what about you, my good brother?
Hey, man, it's Mo Kachino in the building. Still black, still in the mix.
Yeah, man.
That boy had to throw that hat on after last week. Like he didn't come back with that fresh cut like the last time. Like I'm got to throw the hat on, nigga. You know.
Man, hey, Rich would not let me let it go. Mid-episode, I was listening to it. Nigga brought it back. He brought it back.
Man, niggas out here flexing, bro.
That boy had the crispy, boy. Had the Chicago cut, boy.
That shit was crazy.
You should have brought the brush. You should have brought the brush, nigga.
You should have brushed. Hey, nigga, I would have brushed the whole.
Got your Chicago on.
Hey, I can't do my man Rich like that, man. Come on, I can't do it like that.
Hey, man, listen. All I can do is envy.
I envy you.
All I can do is envy, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to you. But we appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for continuing to support us. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. You can find us on Instagram, NMHM. _ Breaking Bad Pod. That's for No More Half Measures, NMHM _ Breaking Bad Pod. And you can email us at nomorehallmeasurespod@gmail.com. We will read your email on air and your comments. And speaking of comments, we're going to go to YouTube, Season 2, Episode 12, Phoenix. Kiori, shout out to our guy Kiori. This was one of the most infuriating episodes in TV for me because the plays were laid out for Walt and he was still ball hogging while pulling Dwight Howard at the free throw line numbers. It just further shows you that Walt doesn't stand on business and is impulsive as fuck. He's nowhere near a Johnny Sack because I can't even say he was a pragmatist. This motherfucker never was or will be. Rich's pull on that serial killer mindset of wanting to eventually get caught makes so much sense for Walt. Yeah, man. Walt crazy, bro. He's sick.
Yeah,
and then we got one.
Spot on with that, Rich.
Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, Kiori. We appreciate you as always. And then we got one from RL Smith 6625. We appreciate you for writing back in. Thank you as always. The message says, I wonder if the edit that you had to do to Acid Jack's comment was a reference to the throat goat Nancy Reagan. Shout out to Nancy, man.
Oh, we didn't ever ask you about that either.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to y'all about that. Which would be a nice tie into the series' drug-centric themes and her heading the Just Say No campaign that became the DARE program in 1983. Then again, maybe I am reaching. That's a great pull right there. Nancy Reagan, Just Say No, she wild for that shit.
Throat Rockets.
I was thinking, it's funny because I was thinking Throat Rockets was nuts, man. She was a world class. Throat
Rocketeer.
Hey,
don't Rocketeer.
Hey, yeah, don't associate her world class with my world class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my fault, man. Yeah, I'm just saying. Hers was hers.
Some people just good at stuff, man.
She's global. She's global.
Can't keep that. And shout out to her for not keeping her talent to herself, man. Sharing it with the world. Man. True talent needs to be shared. Hey, man, I'm just saying. But yeah, no, it was not Nancy Reagan. But I was randomly thinking about her earlier just because, like, Just Say No is wild. Motherfuckers are really on life-altering drugs. So she said, just say no.
Bro, it worked too.
Either way.
It worked with getting niggas locked up.
I'm about to say, man, Reaganomics. That's a whole nother podcast, whole nother episode.
That's the Snowfall. That's the Snowfall podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely Snowfall, man. We got to take him back to snow school. We got one from our guy Acid Jacks, of course, before we get into the episode. Chemical Reactions, Kaboom, Season 2, Going Too Soon is the title. Fellas, I agree with Rich. Holly 100% took the half measure, born into a messed up and methed up family. Her father, a criminal drug cook, not to mention murder. Her mother, a part-time Karen working towards being a full-time hoe. And don't get me started on her brother. String bean looking digital tin cup charity website building, waddling ass. I'll stop there before Rich does an Eminem, Mo and Michelle, and decommits again.
Oh my gosh. I wish Michelle
Got him.
would come back again somehow.
I knew I was
Got
gonna get
him.
something for taking that part out, man. I knew I was gonna get
Yes,
something. That's
finally. It's not the same as cutting the whole email, but hey, it's a
Got
start.
You got me. You got me, man.
You got more discernment than me because I would have read that shit. Like, you got way more
yeah.
discernment than me.
Hey, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in this seat.
Mhm.
But speaking of motherfuckers, or just guys that fuck mothers, Ted at the hospital was nasty. It reminds me of Samuel L. Jackson's character in True Romance. You know, Ted eats the pussy. He eats the butt. He eats every motherfucker. First and foremost, let me stop this right there. The True Romance reference is gold. Not enough people have seen True Romance. It's one of my favorite movies. I think it's the first movie Quentin Tarantino wrote. Incredible. Our guy James Gandolfini's in it. But either way, back to the email. This shit just pops into my head when I think how disgusting Teddy's thing with Skylar is. P.S. Shout out Jack Harlow. He also must have thought it was a white boy. He must have thought it was White Boy Day. Once again, reference to True Romance. You must have thought it was White Boy Day. For the record, I have to give Flynn at least some props this week. It was cute that he built SaveWalterWhite.com, but he was supposed to push the webistics. Hey, that's a
good.
great pull.
That's really good.
That's good right there.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. And poor Jesse. You know, I remember when Jesse used to wait in the car for Jane to come out after their argument. And as far as I'm concerned, if Walter didn't let Jane choke, he should still be there. On that topic, time out for a couple of random flashbacks the Jesse storyline reminded me of this week. 1. I once woke up in a bathtub in a sketchy hotel in Miami. It wasn't a tub full of ice and missing a kidney situation, but I had no immediate recollection how I got there. I must confess, I've had some great times in Miami and some ripper recollections, excuse me. When I woke up in the particular tub, I had no money, but I hadn't been robbed. Thank God I had my passport and my shots.
Hey, Asher Jackson lived a life, man.
You want to come
Nah,
to
do you get
America?
that reference right there? Yeah, man.
No, I missed it.
Thank God I had my passport and my shots.
Talking about R. Kelly.
Shout out R. Kelly, nasty ass. Speaking of,
Do you
yes,
have
I've been
your
a Diddy.
passport?
Hey, R. Kelly nasty, bro. Speaking of, yes, I've been to Diddy parties in Miami, but never stepped foot inside the house. Air quotes. Number 2, I also have a shitload of silly 6 degrees of separation stories. I'm aware how ridiculous that sounds, and I don't say that to come off conceited, only to say that one day I hope you don't catch me on some "you got me" moment. And number 3, I've been around paper bags with literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in paper money inside, and let me tell you, it completely sucks the air out of the room alongside any sense of reality. Absolutely terrifying shit. If you want to see the worst in people, just get them around, as Jesse calls it, them sky-high stacks. In my humble opinion, large amounts of money should only ever exist as an abstract concept and never as something you can hold. My unsolicited advice, if you ever end up in that situation, get the fuck out of the building as soon as possible. The juice is not worth the squeeze. That's very fascinating because I can understand. I've never been around a room full of I've never been around 1.2 million in cash. I can't say that, but I can imagine that feeling changing, holding that shit in your money. And it's interesting the way Acid Jack just put that. Nah, for real. Don't even hold that shit. That shit different. Get out.
You changed right away. The minute I see it, I know I've changed already. The moment I see it.
How you supposed to stop at a number when you got that shit and you know you did it?
Facts.
That's great. There's still more to the email. Yeah, Acid Jack, you have lived a life, my brother. That all said, I'm completely convinced if Skylar knew it was between the birth of your child and $1 million, she'd be pushing you out the door to get that money. Which brings me to consider this. At the end of season 1, you guys compared Tony and Walt. My question to you now, and the enablers at home, is who's nastier at the end of season 2, Carmela or Skylar? For me, Skylar flying at her guma in Walter's face is just too much. Skylar has a guma. That's crazy. And we know it's going to get a lot worse in season 3. Yes, it will. Like Jackie Jr.'s estimation of Meadow, she's creaming for him. Skylar is begging for it from Ted. But hey, at least she ain't cyber begging. That's all that is. So Walt might give her a pass for that. Bonus round, who's more deplorable? Teddy, she on Ted now, Beneke, or Father Phil, a.k.a. Fanuch Priest. Anyways, thanks for another great season of reviewing every scene of every episode. Special shout out, Ms. Monica. She is spot on your show. Was in many moments a lot more entertaining than the source material, and I, for one, am grateful. I'm not sure what you'll make of this finale, but I know at least you gentlemen will stick the landing. Hey, you a wild boy, man. Enjoy the break, and remember if you do heroin on your days off, hey, that's up to you. Peace. And motherfucking Acid Jax. Another classic email with some great references, man. Shout out to Acid Jax.
Hey, appreciate your contribution this season, Acid Jax. It wasn't something that we were expecting, but you did it consistently every week. It was always entertaining. You nailed it every time. I hope that we privileged enough to get it throughout the rest of this. No pressure or nothing, but we definitely appreciate it, and thank you.
Yeah, definitely 100%. Appreciate it. It's season 2 is when we get Carmela with the painter, right? I think that's I forgot what his name is.
Trying to get some new wallpaper.
Yeah, remember? The new wallpaper. I was like, she's waiting on a. Damn, I had his name. I was thinking about this the other day, but if you combine
Vic something, right?
Yeah, Vic. I think it was Vic. Yeah, it was Vic. Season 1 with her with the priest. Season 2 versus her with Ted this season. You probably gotta give it to Carmela. Like I think she's a little bit more. Like I don't remember
what.
I like it's out there. Like if we're just talking about like he used the Ted reference, so I'm like if we're tying it into like infidelic or I don't know something along those lines of like you kind of hot in the pants type deal. Like man,
what's the question? What was the question between Carmela and?
Yeah, what was the question?
Let me go back to the email. Somebody who was nastiest, who had the nastiest ending. 1 second.
So while you're pulling it up, if I'm wondering who I like, go ahead.
My question to you, who was nastier at the end of the season 2, Carmela or Skylar? That's the question.
Okay, so that's more of a generalization then.
Yeah. I'm going to say Carmela. I'm going to go agree with you then, Mo. Cliche. But yeah, Carmela was on some like
smoking cigarettes stuff with the baby. I was like, I don't know who that is up
there. but if you dealing with Walter White, like I can accept you smoking cigarettes with the child a little bit.
You are fried.
Hey, bro, it's the craziest thing is the side note real quick. I'm watching Mad Men.
You still watching that, bro? Cut it out.
Yeah, I am, man. I'm trying.
I'm interested to hear. I'm interested to hear how it's going. It's enough for you to keep going, ain't it?
Don Draper's an interesting character. I don't like nobody on the show though. There's nobody. There's nobody. Well, it's one person, Roger. I fuck with Roger. But
quick intermission. Just real quick. What's got you continuing to watch it? Like,
just to see how it ends. Just to see how I'm an ending person. I'm on season 4.
Okay,
now.
You far enough into 4. It to where it makes sense. Yeah. I thought you might have been on like season 2.
No. I'm on season 4 now. I just been toughing my way through it, binging them since I've had some free time. And
is there anything enjoyable about it for you, honestly?
Not. Let me tell you what. You would hate it, Mo. I tell you that right now, just from what I know from you and your TV.
I told you I started. Standards. I watched like 4 episodes.
Yeah, what I know from you and your TV, but it's a white man show. Like that's essentially like if you explain it to somebody, like if you're cool with watching like semi-racist, semi-misogynistic white men in the 60s and just seeing how that shit plays out and what they talk about, then you can watch it. I could see why white men love it and praise it as one of the best shows, but for some people like us, it's like I'm doing it just out of curious standpoints.
I feel like you added to your viewing catalog.
I want to see how Don Draper measures up to everybody else. That's really why I'm watching this. But I say all that to say this man wife is 7-8 months pregnant, drinking and smoking cigarettes like chain smoking. Shit
Who
was
was
so
drinking?
crazy back in the '60s. Man, his wife,
On
Don
Mad
Draper
Men.
wife,
Okay,
man,
okay.
she chain smoking packs of cigarettes a day, drinking on a daily basis, pregnant. I was like, man, I can't believe he
Probably
doing
Hey, hey,
probably birthed the president.
it's crazy too because his wife looked like, when you compare her, if you just compare her to Skylar and Carmela,
better looking at all of them.
absolutely. That's why, absolutely.
See that? Okay, y'all asked, and this is gonna. I don't want this to go on too long, but y'all asked me. That's the interesting thing about it versus Tony Soprano and versus
Walter.
Walter White. Yeah, Tony Draper he had everything. Like he got everything that you want. He's just a self-sabotager.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's an arrogant self-sabotage. So it's a different dynamic, but still falls into the Tony Soprano and Walter White. It's hard to explain since I'm not done with it, but it's been interesting to say. I'll say that. It's been interesting, not necessarily entertaining, but it's interesting.
Okay. Maybe one day I'll double back.
Fair enough. Astor Jax did mention in the email, we will be having a break coming up. So we'll be, after this episode, we'll be off 2 weeks. I could have made it 3, but either way, we'll be off 2 weeks. I'm talking shit. We'll be off 2 weeks, and then we'll be back with season 3, episode 1. And of course, we'll do that. What's up?
Within those 2 weeks, you may get something dropping over on the Good Earners feed, so y'all stay on the lookout for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, shout out to y'all.
Gucci. So fried.
Hey man, I'm fried. There will be spoilers, explicit content. Today's episode, I did it all by myself, guys. I remember. Season 2, episode 13, ABQ. Premiered May 31st, 2009. This is the season 2 finale. Directed by Adam Bernstein and written by the one and only Vince Gilligan. Breaking Bad is currently streaming on Netflix if you are looking to watch it. Spike Lou, do we have a synopsis for this finale?
Big Rich Town, we have a synopsis, and it goes as such. Jesse calls Walt distraught after what happens to Joan, and Walt knows exactly who to call. You see what they did there, guys? We meet a fixer, we don't know his name yet, that helps Jesse get his story straight, smacks him around a couple of times, and makes sure that he gets it right. Hank does not believe that Heisenberg is dead, and he's still out there. So we got to find him, guys. Walt tries to save Jesse from himself, but who's going to save Walt from the wrath of Skylar White? This is season 2, episode 13, entitled ABQ of No More Half Measures.
Shout out, man. Shout out to the Spike Lee synopsis. Those are the best. All right, fellas. ABQ, which is the code for the airport in Albuquerque. Obviously, airplanes have a lot to do with this episode, but we're going to get into this into it. We see the mattress squeaking. There's a lot of ironies. I want to point this out.
It's a nasty opening right now.
Yeah. There's a
nasty. Nasty opening.
It is sick. So I'm glad you said that because we don't just watch television, we watch television. So when you pay attention to this episode, there's a lot of ironies, a lot of like split, split not decisions, but
like interpretations,
split worlds.
Worlds.
Yeah, split interpretations, the whole 9. And here's one: when you see a bed squeaking, especially in TV in that manner, you're thinking about something positive. I mean, somebody getting it on. You pan up, you really get Jesse trying to resuscitate Jane. He's crying and distraught. I do want to give Aaron Paul a shout out this episode. Incredible acting job this episode. We pan over, like I said, you get to death. You pan over to Holly, who's being held by Walt. You have to, like I said, the life and death symbolism, that you have that right there as well. Walt gets a call, and we know who it is, and we know what they're saying. We know it's Jesse. He's frantic. Walt's telling him, slow down, everything's okay. He knows who to call. I just want to point out, Walt is wild for acting like he had no idea what was going on. Like, this is
broken bad behavior. That's what this is.
For sure.
He a
this
nasty
is just like
dude.
That's sick, man. That's disgusting. That's how we open this episode. Just that quick montage of Jesse trying to resuscitate Jane, and also Walt taking that phone call, trying to play it cool. Any thoughts on that before we move into meeting our fixer? Pause.
The reason this is different because I could hear people saying, "Well, there's y'all are contradicting yourselves," or "That's hyper." What's it called? You're being a
Hypocrite.
hypocrite. Yeah, because Tony has had calls like this where it's like, "Oh, damn, that happened," knowing full well that happened. But Tony's a gangster. He is like Tony Soprano. This Walter White being thrown in these, and why I'm so critical of him in this, because this night, well, it is you. It probably always has been you, but you steady trying to portray this other character to people like he doing right now on this phone call while like rocking your baby to sleep. Meanwhile, a woman just rocked to her death in the scene before this. Like Walt is a disgusting human being.
Yeah, it's saying just again, shout out to Aaron Paul because it's like it just makes me wonder, like, bro, where were you digging? Because the way he's crying in this episode, I'm like, God dang, bro, where are you what methods are you taking to get there? Because he is like in. I'm like, bro, this dude, like, I don't know how many Emmys he won, but bro, like he was like, because he looked like for real distraught. And shout out to her, the actress that plays Jane, because like to stay in that, I don't know how many takes it takes to like look dead, but like, and even the plastic bag joint, like, but yeah, it's Walter is just trash, but it's like, again, it's still hard to like filter through because it's like my thing is while we talk about was he already broke bad, is he breaking bad, I think that I'm trying not to drive a narrative with it because I think two things can be true about his character, similar to Tony Soprano, where like people are like, oh, Tony was always this, he was always that. We get the diagnosis, but it's like, well, I see it a little different. And same here with Walt. I think Walt is trash for like controlling his reaction because he knows, but I think there is a sense for him where it's like he does care. But everything always has to benefit Walt. So let's be clear, he's egotistical, so it has to benefit him. But also on the other side, I do think that he cares about him in the sense that, like, maybe we'll work together again, maybe not. But I mean, I don't want, if we're gonna be done, I don't want him to be done like this. Like I ain't trying to leave him like this because he still cares to some degree. And the only reason I keep saying that is because what we get when we get in the final season of Breaking Bad. That's the only reason. Like there's a lot of harsh and cold moments up into that. But I think because of where it goes, it's like, okay, it always was there, even if it was this small mustard seed, so to speak. So it is nasty, but yeah.
That's a great point. Great breakdown. We see a car pull up to Jesse's, and an older man gets out, tells Jesse that Saul Goodman sent him. The man walks inside, very observant, very astute. I ask where she is. We can see him put his gloves on. He immediately rids the area of drugs and drug paraphernalia. Asks Jesse if there's any drugs or guns in the house. Your future depends on it. Your freedom depends on it, excuse me. Tells Jesse his story. I woke up, I found her. That's all I know. Repeat it back to me. When Jesse wasn't, Jonathan Banks, who plays this character, real life smacks Aaron Paul. This wasn't this character smacking Jesse. This was him real life smacking him. And of course, Aaron Paul rolled with it, but continues to talk about it in interviews. Like, yo, I really got smacked by him. Real quick, let me finish the scene. Nothing to incriminate you. I'm going to give you a breakdown of what's going to happen. Here's who's going to show up. Here's who might not show up. I'm taking everything out the house. Wear this long sleeve shirt so you can cover those tracks on your arm. If you do happen to get arrested, call Saul and say nothing. And do I have to state the obvious? I was never here. I thought it was just very telling and very poetic that they made him state the obvious. Like Jesse is someone that needs the obvious stated. Like Jesse might slip up and say there was this guy that came out earlier. So yes, I need to state the obvious. Tells him to count down from 20 and then call the cops. And there's exactly 20 seconds from the time he says that to when that door closes, which I thought was very great job by the production crew on this one. But I want to get your thoughts on this fixer. And I want to let y'all know Jonathan Banks was supposed to be a character that filled in for Bob Odenkirk. Bob Odenkirk was doing some guest spots on How I Met Your Mother. and they needed a character to just kind of fill in that was one of Saul's guys. He was never intended to be on the show this long. It ended up being 28 episodes, and it's personally my favorite character on the show. One of my favorite TV characters, period. So shout out to how things just kind of work out. Him and Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul, they both had those chances. We only supposed to be here for a little bit, and Aaron Paul. You know, and they all kind of carried the season going or the series going on. So I thought that was very fascinating. But back to the original point, what are your first thoughts of this fixer that we see?
I wonder how difficult it is for actors when they get physical like that. Like we heard the Tasha and Ghost story when he hit her with the finger. And even right here, I'm peeping Aaron Paul and he didn't break. But just, I guess it speaks to how good they are, because like a normal person, like you don't got that wrote down nowhere. You're not expecting it to happen and somebody just smack you. Like I didn't know that till you just said that. And even when the lady that plays Tasha goes around and she's talking about power, she's talking about, I didn't know the nigga was gonna stick his finger in my face.
Same thing, best
like,
man.
Best man, the same thing.
Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, when he got smacked by Paulie, he didn't know that was gonna happen.
Fascinating thing to me to see the actor that receives the physical hit to continue to stay in the role and live with it. That's a fascinating thing. So maybe we can talk about one day. But to your point here, I think this is a great introduction of this character. This character, the premise of this character, I feel like was made famous in Pulp Fiction when you had my guy the Wolf come through and fix everything or whatever it may be. So that's just, I remember my first time watching this. This is what I think when I see him, the Wolf from the Pulp Fiction character. Mike plays it well. To y'all point, Aaron Paul is doing an amazing job of like showing grief through the screen. So now you wonder, where does this lead us with Aaron Paul? So we're now in this place where we're watching Breaking Bad and it's getting a lot more interesting. A lot of the complaints that we've had up to this point, they're now putting the seeds in the ground for us to be like, now I wonder what happens next. I don't care what happens when an ATM falls on the junkie's head, but when Jesse's girlfriend dies and he dealing with grief and they probably still got meth to cook, and now I got this new dude who's a fixer and he driving Walt around, like, what does all of this mean? This is one of the best episodes in the sense of looking to the future of this series and wondering as a viewer, like, what does this mean? I'm way more intrigued now, even after this scene.
I got you.
It's much better. They're it's ironic because the last like episode where we dog was over. That was the name of it, and it was over from that. Since after that is when we started to finally, I think it was Better Call Saul. After that, and then we got the penultimate.
Better Call Saul was episode 8. That was the one where I said things picked up.
Well, but whatever. I think over was like the 10th. No, the 11th episode, I think, and then where they kind of went backwards a little bit. Last episode, this episode is like, okay, we're in it now. Over is over. In this scene, one thing, like I said, I'm not an actor, but I've done voice acting, and what I've learned that has helped, like progressively through seasons, is when you're acting, you can't think that you're acting. You're them. You have to internalize that you're them. Like I am this person right now. Like, you know, we talk about Damson Idris from Snowfall. Like, he's not even using his British accent. He's staying in that West Coast accent, his lingo. He's staying in it because I am Franklin Saint. So when it comes to Aaron Paul doing this, it's slapping, bro. Especially if they built rapport off air, like to be like, hey, listen, you know, this is my style of acting and stuff. It's like I am Jesse Pinkman. You can't. One thing, I've done voice acting outside of my own podcast. And when I was like set to act against another woman, it was, I could tell how much light years she was way ahead of me in her acting ability versus me. Cause I was reading the script and acting, but I'm thinking about myself acting versus I'm this person. And I wished I could have done it again, but you know, it was what it was.
Here's why I laughed at that. I could picture you doing the method acting thing that my man from Succession did. Like what's my man from Succession? Kendall. And like staying in the role all day. I would pay money to see you stay in your character's role all day. Not be Mo, just be the character
I swear I laughed at that for the same reason. Like just envisioning Mo Just
I
out
would
here
pay
getting his
money
voice
to
acting
see
on and
more.
Y'all
being
so
these
fried.
characters.
I would pay
That
money
shit's
to see
hilarious.
you going out like being the character that you acting to be that day. That would be fire.
Now I would
That's a
do it like
behind the scenes for Patreon.
yeah, it is. I would do something like that though, like just really like okay, I want to internalize
Like for 24 hours, I want
it's
to just be
24
this
hours. Like
person.
this is who I am. Like even if it don't like any of us, I think
That
it'd
would be
be
so hard for me, man.
I know, but
that would be difficult. As fuck.
that's why I think it'd be more entertaining with you because of how you are. Like because you're so you. I think it'd be more entertaining. Like yo, Spike was not Spike. I'm not even looking at him like Spike right now. I'm looking at him as somebody else. Like that would be, you know what I mean? Then you like, damn, I didn't know I had that in me to pull this whole other thing. Like I think it's something that it's probably actors and acting classes do stuff like this, but I think it'd be a great tool.
Try that.
Yeah. I don't know what platform and how to get it off, but I think it'd be interesting. But this scene was great. Mike, I'll say this. Of course, we'll reference Better Call Saul because it is canon to this show at this point.
And there's the name reveal.
I mean, it is. We did the same thing with. I'm
fucking with you, man.
And shout out to them because now we like back to back episodes.
We learned Gus' name that episode though.
We didn't get the name here.
Yeah.
It's got
this episode. We don't. Right? They
said it this. No, we heard Gus' name.
We learned it last week. Yeah, remember, Walt asked for the manager. We're like, "What's his name?" She said, "Gustavo Fring." That's why we knew his name. That was it already there.
Yeah, I mean, this show came out. This is 2009, y'all. Like,
yeah, I'm about to say. That's why I said it. I'm fucking
hilarious. But but Mike, one thing again, this is like later plot, but like because of what we know from Better Call Saul, I understand his connection to Jesse more because of his son. Right? Did y'all think about that a little bit? Like, I mean, we ain't there.
His son was on drugs though.
No. It's just
I never got that.
No. Not the drug part. Just the like maybe he serves as this figure similar to his son. That's like, you know.
Are you talking about this scene or?
No, it just spawned like a deeper.
He said overall.
I don't know. I got to pay attention to it. I don't know the show well enough to know their interactions. So yeah, I'll have to figure that out.
But I like the scene overall. I like Mike. I told y'all my first watch for Breaking Bad, I hated Mike until Better Call Saul, and then that made me like.
What made you hate him? I think we talked about it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm a big person. Like I'm not a big fan of people just doing things and you never get explanation. I don't like it. Like I don't like movies I don't like when movies do it. I don't like when TV shows do it. Like at some point, serve me an explanation.
Is there an example that took place this episode?
No, not this episode, okay. But like his overall arc.
Things in the future.
Yeah, it was like but Mike is his character, but I never got the payoff of who is this guy until we got Better Call Saul. Then I'm like, now watching it now, it's gonna be a great journey with the Mike character.
Well, with you saying that, real quick, all I'll say is that's what made him turn into my favorite character, and that's why I love Better Call Saul so much, because I mentioned he's my favorite character, but not because of his introduction. This scene didn't make him my favorite character, right? He is one of those characters that can just pop up, and as you mentioned, the Wolf, like Wolf had one scene in Pulp Fiction. You know what I mean? But people still remember him. Mike wasn't even that memorable. You remember what's going on. You know he knows how to handle himself, but he's just this guy coming through, smacking Jesse up, and he works for Saul. Like, whether or not you see him again in the series, you don't know enough from that one scene to know, oh, that's somebody I need back. I wasn't saying at the first watch, but as you get more of him, you realize, oh, I want to know more about this guy. Who is he? How does he always know the answer? The infamous Half Measures episode. Like, that was probably it for me. Like I said, I got to watch season 3 and double check. But I'm glad Better Call Saul gave us more of that. So shout out to Mike. But it could have easily went the other way. It could have easily just came up in a couple episodes, bounced, and it would have been nothing. It didn't. It wasn't an instantaneous draw.
This show had to know they needed more characters. They just because we got 3 big dog additional characters after Tuco was out of the show. We got 3 big characters that end up being the big 3 of the prequel.
Yeah, facts.
So they had to know they needed more.
It worked out.
Yeah,
it worked out, man. So any Saul, Gus, Mike.
Okay, gotcha.
Any other comments on this scene with Mike and Jesse cleaning up the place. All right. Walt is at home pouring cereal. Life is good. He's asking his wife, "What kind of milk do you want? 2% or skim?"
2%
It's a good life.
skim.
That's a good life when your problems are which kind of milk do you want? And we see Jesse dealing with dead bodies and getting slapped around. He calls for Junior, but Skylar tells him it's Flynn. And Flynn is excited because the money keeps rolling in. They're up to a whopping $490. The look on Walt's face is priceless. That man is disgusted that he can't take any type of credit for this money coming in. And Skylar even has to remind him to thank Flynn. It's a very quick scene. We just get the introduction of the money rolling into the website, savewalterwhite.com. Any thoughts?
I hate this dude.
Flynn?
Walt, not even
No,
Flynn. Like I feel
Walt.
like I'm giving Flynn bail here because he's just trying to do his best for his dad. He love his dad, man.
Yeah, straight up.
The fact that he, like you said, the look on Walt's face, the fact that he could have this much disgust towards his son for doing this with no explanation to anybody. Like, this is a different time from 2009 that we're living in now, but anybody can use an extra $500, bro. It's like that out here. So even back then, that meant a lot to do. And not even if you don't want the money or don't like it, just the fact that your son is out here doing something like this for you and that being your response, disgust, it says a lot about what I'm saying is an already broken bad Walter White.
It was nasty. It was nasty.
Disgusting.
And
It's
let's say your wife,
disgusting.
you don't even have it in you to thank your son.
Nasty.
Like you can't even say thank you.
Bro, he dug deep. Like, and that was what made it so funny.
Took everything he had.
It's even worse later though. That's what made me laugh. I'm like, he didn't have to say, he was just like, wow, later. But like, you know, the wife is like, bro, like say something kind of deal. He had to tap back in, but it's like, you're so egotistic, like, bruh, the flex is that you know it's your money. That's the flex. I did this. I do it for you niggas and do it for myself. Like I did this, bro. Like I'm doing this. I'm saving myself. Like, but he's just like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why you want credit so bad. Then you should have just told your wife if you wanted credit so bad.
I got a question for you, Mo, being the only dad here. Does that ever happen to you?
What?
Where you want to be Superman to your kids and you want the credit and they're like, nah, dad did this, nigga. Like, no, don't be acting like this was Santa Claus or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's
the
a thing.
Daddy did this.
That's a thing in the house. Daddy Santa. Right. I've said it on another week in the books, but Daddy Santa.
So that you can relate to this a little bit.
Now this right here is different. If I'm you know, I'm moving drugs on the side or whatever, and I got to find a way to launder it back legitimately.
Mo telling his wife.
Yeah.
I don't think you can hide.
I think
that
Mo not telling you.
It's not a color. It's
that ain't
culture.
what I'm asking though. I guess I'm more so wondering. I guess I'm more so wondering. Can you relate to this as a dad? I'm more so wondering. Can you relate to this as a dad? Like wanting this type of credit and not wanting it to go. Like even if I know that's my money feeding into it, I still want my family to be like, nah, Pop's the big dog.
Yeah, we got the money because Pops had the handout.
Yeah, I do understand. Like I told y'all, like I do understand to some degree with Walt. But it's just one of the things, you got to take that L because you know how you got it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we talk about 49 years up until he turned 50. So it's like he's used to always being overlooked, discredited, you know, finessed, all of these things. So now he's finally at the point where, like, when he had that conversation with his brother-in-law, it was like, I'm not scared no more. I'm not this no more. I'm not that no more. He's been different. He's, you know, and so now he's at a place where he don't want to go back to how Walter used to be. And so he wants credit for this, but he just can't take it. But it's just ridiculous because this is how you know you're out kicking your coverage.
My issue with this thing is this. Here's my big issue with Walt. If you're not going to tell Skylar, if you know you can't take credit, then play the game. Put the smile on. Tell Flynn you proud of him, you thankful, you happy, kiss Skylar, make her feel comfortable. If you play the game, the end of this episode really doesn't happen. Well, maybe it does because of what happened. Well, it might not happen because I think part of why he even his subconscious even said what it said later in the episode is because the lies were weighing on him. Like they were weighing on who he was, and he had to start getting some of that shit out. If you just play the game and maybe kind of find a smooth path, you might be all right. But that's what's disgusting, bro. Like we've all had to smile at some bullshit. Like there's a moment, there's a quote in this episode where the oncologist says something like, "Oh, she's a beautiful baby." Like it feels so good to say that and really mean it. Like, which means niggas be lying about calling these kids cute. Like niggas don't want to do that, but it's like that, bro. We've all done it. We've all had to do the game and all this, that, and the third. Walt's a piece of shit, man. That's all I gotta say about it.
Hey, Tony taught me how to play that game.
Yeah, man. Jane's dad, I believe his name is Donald. I believe that's his official name. He's calling her. Remember, she's supposed to be in rehab this morning. Of course, no surprise, she's not answering. I expect you to be on that porch. And then when he pulls up, he sees a stretcher. And there's part of me that believes from his reaction in this episode that he knew what it was. Like he knew his daughter was. He'd been dealing with that for 10 years. You kind of expect that at some point if it's something that hasn't been fixed. And I think it was just all here we are versus the shock of her death. Even though he is going through it as we see. He walked in the apartment, saw them putting Jane in a body bag. I couldn't do that, bro. I couldn't do that. And he's in shock. Jesse tells the OMI what Mike told him to say. There's a subtle moment where they asked what her date of birth was, and Jesse didn't know, but her dad was there. And it's just kind of one of those connections. Once again, I said there's a lot of parallels or ironies in this episode. Jesse, who he says he loved her more than anything, doesn't know, but her dad is right there. He really did love her more than anything. So you got that going on. And devastating, life-changing moment, but it's business as usual for everybody except for Jesse and Donald. Like I thought that was just kind of wild too. They're just asking this information. We do this all the time. We probably got 5 more of these to do today. We go around the city picking up bodies. And for this, we looking at people who just had a life-changing moment. So I thought that was the parallel, and that was kind of crazy. But as we see these parallels play out on screen, what's going on through your heads, and how do you interpret all of this?
Great job with the people that do the procedural work to you speaking to, Rich. Like one of the best things that Vince Gilligan does in his series is like the mundaneness of if someone's at the DMV, if someone's at the grocery store, you're gonna see the groceries being scanned, you're gonna see the numbers being called at the DMV.
Fantastic
just like here.
Job in Pluribus with that too.
Facts. Great job and did the great point. That's what I was leading up to. Like Pluribus did just like it's so mundane and they take care of all the details. It almost makes you feel like you're in the scene. And sometimes they even leave it a little too long to make it feel uncomfortable for you as a viewer. So you would feel like you were in that moment. Great job of that here. Here, what it says is, to your point, Rich, like these people going on with their everyday lives. They probably got 2-3 more bodies to do here. Meanwhile, life-altering event for Jesse, life-altering event for the dad. That being said, I don't know if I would have been able to contain myself. Like they probably would have had to lock me up if I was Jane dad. I would have been on Jesse ass in there. Pause. Like like I probably would have been dog walking him out to the porch till like they got the real police there. Not the medical unit wouldn't have been able to hold me unless they shot me with something.
I took that as you were talking about your emotions from seeing her putting the body back. I ain't think it as
how I'm looking at it is my daughter was fine. Yeah, she had her problems. She was fine until she ran into you little dipshit. And that's not taking any responsibility away from her. I know I let you get I'll let you cook, Mo. But that's not taking any responsibility away from her because yes, she had been that sober. But still, I had this bad feeling about you. You was super anxious to meet me. I just would have felt like you did this to my daughter. And I know that's probably grief. It's not right. But I wouldn't have been able to contain my emotions and not put hands on Jesse out there.
Quick question, real quick, Mo. Does this change? Does this outcome potentially change if Jane does introduce Jesse at that moment? Because remember, they're not using at this time. If they do the proper introduction at that moment, do you think things are on a straight and narrow? Or do you think the events that led Jesse?
They was using. What are you talking about?
No. I don't
think so. When he wanted him to introduce, when she played him, I don't think they were using together.
No, there wasn't. The reason it wouldn't have changed anything is because Combo still got killed. And that's
okay. I was going to ask you if that's
that spawned him doing it, and then she participated because she, so I wouldn't have changed any of that. However, you're absolutely right as far as that's one way to react, and that's real life. Also, I think that he was so defeated because remember, like she's been, I felt like there was a number like dealing with this for like 9 years or something like that, but she was like sober for 18 months. So it was like it hadn't been like she was on it and it was looking good for her sobriety. However, it was a sense that any day now it could be something. So it's like he could put it on Jesse, but he was so defeated. It's like, bruh, I could put my hands on you, but it don't change the fact that my little girl's gone. Like, and it's in these moments, and even then, you can think about it as a father. It's like I got to be there for her, even though she's gone. I got to be there. I got to follow the ambulance. I got to follow them all the way down. I got to identify. I got to be there for. I don't have time for shenanigans of putting hands on him. Like I literally just came here yesterday, so I got to be there for right now. I can't even. Ain't no point even wasting no more time with you. My child is gone.
It's got to feel.
That's spoken very well. That's spoken very well as a father. Me, I'm not a father, so you are speaking absolutely right as a father, and I understand it. And you're right. I'm not a father. I just don't know if I could have processed that.
No, that's a real reaction too. Like I think it is like a take the red pill, take the blue pill type of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Crazy stuff that's going on, but money keeps coming in to Skylar and Flynn's delight. They're hearing the ding. I don't know if y'all know that ding that you hear when the money's deposited is the same ding from Hector's bill. Same exact sound.
That makes sense.
Yep. Walt gets his burner phone, which is in the toilet. Quick question: is that a good hiding spot? Put the burner phone in a plastic bag in the toilet. That's like ridiculous. Do y'all agree with that?
No. I guess only shit that
I'm not alone there, right?
Nope. Only two smart people would do that. Like you being too smart. I'm gonna put it like because if you get caught, there's no way to explain this shit. Like you got to put it in a place.
And you already lied about it. You got to put that somewhere where your wife will never check, even by the most happenstance like incident.
X, you never know when she got to go with like when something has to happen right there with the toilet or whatever it may be.
Like, she might put some more cigarettes down there.
See the problem? Yeah, exactly. Mean? See the problem is he already got money. He got money stashed in the wall. He had already cut out the little mold and at the basement. And like he getting comfortable with utilizing his home as a spot of conducting business, and that's the problem. Like there's just no way. Like my stuff, like he need a bird feeder. You know what I'm saying? He needs like Tony and them. They talk down in the basement, but again, it's different because Carmel and them know they're gangsters, so don't even come down here. But like he needs his own version of that. Like I'm not putting this in the bathroom and like again, he
got it now with where. Well, we'll talk about that as we get later in the series because there's a classic moment. Where she really went to the bird feeder.
He could have prevented all that. He just had a pager too. It's 2009. Pagers ain't out of style at this point. Doctors still have them and shit like that. Like, really ain't no reason for this nigga to have an additional cell phone. Like, you really just incriminating yourself. Only people that's gonna call possibly are Saul and Jesse, and maybe Gus. So you got 3 people that's gonna call you on this possible cell phone that's gonna fuck up your whole life, and you got to figure out somewhere to hide it. You got to figure out when to talk on it, bro. Just get a fucking pager, bro, and hide that.
Yeah, that's some real shit.
Or just contact through
email address.
Email.
Yeah, and at that point in time, that too.
I mean, in 09,
you're not saying anything incriminating.
Was there email in 09 on phone?
Yes, nigga.
I'm just saying on phone.
Blackberries. If you had a
Blackberry, okay, that's the phone. Like you need that.
Palm Pilot.
That's what I'm saying. You should got a Blackberry. Like take the whole family out to get new phones just so you can. Like, okay, this is I'm using, was it BBM or whatever? What was it?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, that way it's like, yeah,
just have the BlackBerry as your regular phone, and then I'm getting the emails from Jesse, and that's
and you ain't high, and you saying which phone?
That's fair. Yeah. That's
and I guess again, all this is hindsight.
Mo fixes Breaking Bad.
And all of this is hindsight. And people may be rolling their eyes at us and like, oh, y'all saying that now, but like even in the moment, if these are professionals, like. We seen this shit on The Wire. We seen this shit on previous drug shows from professionals that did this correctly. And I guess it's just irritating to look at Walter White and the success that he leans into and just how amateur he is at the nuances of it.
Yeah, he gets the game at some point. He gets the game, so we'll take it for what it was worth. But we continue on. He smartens up. He has no choice. Things elevate. I think. I don't know. We'll investigate. But we go on with the scene. He's leaving a voicemail for Jesse when Skylar tells him to come back in. But then we pan to the Albuquerque Federal Building. We see Hank is taking donations for Walt's surgery. It's funny because when he holds up the picture, there's a wanted sign that's juxtaposed right above it, or maybe below it. I can't remember. Either way, just some symbolism. Once again, a ton of it in this episode. And he's taking it for Walt's surgery. Also discusses Combo and his low profile, other than him stealing a baby Jesus. Combo's dead and he was dealing the blue stuff. That is why he's bringing this up. We also get another mention of Kilkelly, the guy who took the fall for being Heisenberg, but Hank's not buying it. That was also a great Jimmy Hoffa reference. Also, he mentioned something about Bueller. Obviously, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matthew Broderick. I don't know if y'all know he was considered to be Walter White. Did y'all know that? He was a serious contender to play Walter in this series.
What's his name? Let me look him up.
Matthew Brodbeck. Is it Brodbeck or Broderick?
Dude
played
Broderick.
Broderick, yeah.
Dude that played Ferris Bueller and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Really, that's interesting.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made it
past the second season with him.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right about that. Real quick, Hank's been doing police work and says the blue stuff is in every neighboring state except for Albuquerque. Hank thinks Heisenberg is still out there, but he just went regional. Two questions. Well, one, I want to get y'all thoughts. I know you had something to say, Spike Lou, but also we got to do it every single time. Rate Hank's police work. See a good cop or not so good cop based on this information that he's gathered.
This is good police work by him.
Good police work.
Yeah, this is good police. Like no one else in the office would have figured this out. Everybody else think he locked up and they left it there. The tenacity is there as far as what you want from someone in that position. Like Hank, I get that. So this is good police work by him. It's not good show work, I feel like, by Breaking Bad with the like I have a hard time as a viewer looking at Hank and him putting up the picture there just so later we get what happens from it. Because Walt already don't want donations, and now Hank taking physical donations at the police force. Like I feel like that was just there so we get what we get later, and it adds depth to what we're waiting on now. Because it's not bad. It's a really good plot point, but it was kind of cheap. They kind of cheated on it. Like I need to know how Hank felt like that he was cool to set up that, oh, we taking money from my brother-in-law here, because Walt obviously ain't cool with it online. He definitely not going to be cool with it there, especially knowing what he's doing. And they may have did this behind his back, but I would have liked to have seen more on how do you get to, oh, we're collecting money at the DEA for my brother-in-law. I would have liked to see that more versus it just being a cheesy payoff later on in the episode.
Only thing I would add is
I'm trying to keep it together, y'all, man. Carolina about to lose, man.
I see y'all coming. They coming back on y'all.
I don't know if you watching on YouTube, if you're looking at my. I'm just saying. I'm saying this because if you watching on YouTube and you just see me rolling my eyes and being frustrated, I don't want y'all to think it's that Lou or Mo. Y'all see the Carolina hoodie on, like they really smoked this game and it's pissing me off. So just a quick explanation. But go ahead, Mo. What were you gonna say? Yeah, I'm really pissed off right now.
Yeah, you sports fans, look at you getting emotional. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, this shit, I'm zoned. I'm zoned. I can't believe this shit. Like these niggas was up by like damn near 20.
These niggas finna lose in OC.
Yeah, these niggas was up to damn near 20, bro. Like this shit is crazy.
That's crazy. It's gonna be by the time people hear this, it's gonna be even crazier. It's like, oh, we know what day they record.
Thanks.
Just for me, more so than anything, ain't much to take from it. Is good policing. Only thing is there's this theory, a connection, and I think it was even confirmed, but there's a connection between Breaking Bad and Walking Dead. Because there's a scene in Walking Dead where they find like blue meth in Walking Dead, randomly. And the only thing I was thinking when I watched the scene was like, hey, why don't you cover Georgia? Why don't you cover Georgia? Because that's where Walking Dead takes place. So that's it. That was the only thing I take. Just like I was a fan of that as well. So, but I don't have nothing else other than that.
Is that like a bunch of fan fiction right now talking about?
It's a theory that was. I think it's a theory that was confirmed.
Oh, like they intentionally did that? Hey, it's just Acid Jack's about to get your ass.
Absolutely.
But there's a theory, the theory that it was connected intentionally.
Yeah, because there's a scene in Walking Dead where there is like a bag of blue crystals, and I don't know if it was Vince Gilligan or the director on Walking Dead, but yeah, it was confirmed that like they're in the same universe.
Oh shit, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
I might have heard that. I might have, as somebody who's never seen Walking Dead, I think I might have heard that as well.
Yeah, if I find it, I'll send it to you. Even though it probably won't pay off for you if you ain't watched it, then it won't connect. But
yeah, it's all good, man. I can't believe this nigga's about to take this L. These niggas trash. Focus, lock in.
It's over for Rich for the rest of the episode, Mo. We got to carry this.
Anyway, I got to go back to A Mike again.
Mo, Spike Lou, what about you, man?
Send more your notes.
Police work?
Send more your notes, Rich. Like it's over.
Good police work, Lou.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to add on that part?
It's good police.
Man. Anything else to say about this scene, man? Fuck y'all.
That's it, bro. Let's keep it going.
Press pause, take a breath. Let's get it behind
us. We good. I'm back, man. I just pulled up some more wine.
You need a shot. You need a shot, brother. You need a shot.
You might need something stronger than one.
Yeah, bro. You need to go ahead for the homies.
I'm about to light up on this motherfucker. Catch me blowing down on YouTube.
Boy.
Skylar and Flynn are having fun with the website. I ain't gonna hold y'all. The way they shot this, they wanted you to feel Walt's annoyance. Like they were really monitoring this. But you understand if you were on their point of view. You understand like these strangers are donating to our cause. We've been stressing out about this money, how we gonna pay for it. They up to $2,800, and Walt once again is disgusted. Like can't believe this shit. He calls Saul, informs Saul that Saul lets him know that they found Jesse. And Walt's talking greasy to Saul for that address. Talking greasy. Walt, shut up. Saul, shut up. Shut up right now. Give me that address. We see Walt meets with Saul guy. Mike, as we know now. Thanks so much. Mike tells Walt he doesn't recommend going in. Doesn't recommend going in the place where they found Jesse. Pretty much in a bando. Police could be there. You could get mugged. You could get shot. Just go home. Go home, bro. Like, get out, though. And Walt gets out, walks into the bando, comes across all types of characters before he finds Jesse. And as Walt is just getting Jesse out, Jesse breaks down in one of those painful cries. One of those cries you hate to see somebody shed, those type of tears. Once again, great job acting by Aaron Paul. He's wearing that weight of James' death, and he blames himself. Said he loved her more than anything. It's just sad to see. As we see Jesse's spiral, what's going on through your head, and the idea of Walt needing to be the one to go find him and get him, or what he even. Oh, why didn't Walt just leave him where he was?
Don't work for me. It don't work for me no kind of way. It don't work for me in the sense of if I'm Saul, I'm not giving you the address. You're a chemist to me. I didn't like, especially since I have the context of Better Call Saul now. I know what Saul done went through. I know he know like how it get out here. So like I got a chemistry teacher trying to go save his protege in a meth lab, one of the most surveilled meth labs in the city. I just introduced this nigga to the plug. And no, I ain't giving you no address. I ain't sending Mike to come get you. And if I do that and let you ride mine, look at that. If I'm telling Mike, no means necessary does he get out of that car and go in there and get Jesse. If you got to go get him, that's fine, so we can keep him as clients. But he not going in that house. I just don't. There's a lot of restraint of belief that I have to give for me to understand how Walt gets into this situation of saving Jesse. I don't buy it. I don't buy it with people who are as experienced in this field as Mike and as Saul. Walt not calling no shots over here, bro. We made a nice piece of money together already. I don't even know if you got no more meth. So I don't even know if we're gonna continue to do business. I already got my 200,000 from you if I'm Saul. No, I'm not giving you this address, bro. You gotta like chill with your family and your newborn. Let me talk you down. I I have the gift of gab. If I'm Saul, like, there's no way possible that Walt should have been here to be able to do this. But I mean, we have to suspend a lot of belief as watchers for this show to get there.
I disagree.
Go ahead.
I agree with you as far as him like trying to boss down Saul. Like that don't really track. Because again, like you got this main character syndrome. However, why Walt understand, like, okay, so when Mike gets Jesse together, slaps him, tell him when you woke up she was already like that, like, that's because you're trying to evade a crime. But Walt understands enough that, like, nah, him pulling up, and if Mike goes in there to get Jesse, this is not that type of transfer. This is not that type of situation. He knows that Jesse needs something that's a little bit more of an emotional connection. He knows how Jesse looks at him, regardless of Walter is a finesser and he does finesse Jesse, but he understands this is what Jesse needs. Like, he know he ain't got nowhere to go. He was homeless at one. Like, he knows, like, Mike walking in there is, he can slap him around and do all that, but he'll go back and do
leading to my question is, why does Walt care so much? That's the part I'm having trouble with.
The first
I'm really having trouble with this part.
Well, the first line of business is because I think he's looking at possibilities of making more money. So again, I always go back to the line when he was talking to Gus. He says, "Why do you have him as your partner?"
I don't need Jesse for that though, bro.
Well, listen, hold on. To do the bulk that they just did, he needs Jesse.
You don't.
Listen, here's why. Here's why. Because they were able to cook up as much because there were two chemists. But if
that's what I'm saying. It's not two chemists. I'm telling Jesse what to do. You my, like, in cooking terms, you my sous chef. Like, you prepping the meal, you getting shit ready. Like, you ain't adding a sauce to it. Not anybody.
But I'm saying the time, if you have a deadline to meet, you can't spin it fast if you're doing it by yourself as you can telling somebody else, hey, you grab this pan, you grab this, you grab this, that. Like, as much as it's mundane or whatever, it does stretch the floor more, having an additional person. He says, why do you have him? Because he does what I tell him. So first thing is he's getting Jesse because if we're going to make some more money, I got to get him back on track.
See, this is a fight we can't have.
I treat that nigga like the Gimp. If we keeping up with Pulp Fiction references, man, this nigga Walt treat Jesse like the fucking Gimp. Just get this nigga locked up, fucked up, and he just come out for all this nasty, freaky shit.
There's a lot of stuff in that I don't want to spoil, so I can't really fight you on what you're saying, Mo. I get what you're saying. I just disagree with it in the sense of right here where we are in the story, Walt don't have enough cachet to be put in this position. Saul and Mike, or I don't know if we revealed his name yet, but they have so they have the ability to be like, nah, bro, this is not happening. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care what you think about your cooks in moving forward. At this point in time, I know what this life is like. You've already incriminated me kind of with this shit happening. Now you want me to further incriminate myself by taking you to this spot, letting you walk in here where there may be cops there. I don't know how hot the spot is, and you finna walk in here and try to drag Jesse out? No, nigga, stay at home. We will handle it, and if we can't, then we just got to report that back to you. There is no other option. There is never an option in this scenario where Walt pulling up to the spot and coming to get Jesse out of there. I don't care how much he feel for him. Like, the buffers are in place now. And that's Mike and that's Saul. They know what they're doing. They've been in this game before. I'm not taking Walter White to a meth house and letting him walk in there and get Jesse at this point. We covering up dead bodies. We covering up money. We covering up drugs. Like, all of this shit. Like, you can take everything down if you get caught, because I don't know what you're going to say when they catch you running in this drug spot to go get Jesse. Hell no. It's not happening. Dude, it's not happening.
All right, is there any, I guess, leniency based on the fact that the relationship isn't built yet?
Whose?
Like Walt and Mike. Like, Mike doesn't have any.
This is the foundation of our relationship.
He doesn't have.
It ain't even really got
to care if he goes in.
It don't got a lot to do with Mike. It got a lot to do with who hired Mike, and that was Saul. Mike hired Saul to make sure that this scenario stayed copacetic. And it ain't staying copacetic if he got to go in there and get Jesse. Like, we pulling off. Like, you not getting out of this car, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. You can't do shit to me. I'm not scared of you. You ain't a killer. Like, there's nothing that you could do to me if I'm Mike and you walk west to where I gotta let you walk in there. I don't care nothing about your emotional well-being that you gotta save Jesse. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't give a fuck about nothing about that, bro.
Here's what I'll say.
Not going in here.
What I'll say is, you're right. It is unbelievable that this scene happens in the sense that he goes into a spot this hot, similar to
it's TV magic.
Yeah, when
it's
he
TV
left,
magic.
like when he left the store and we talked about this is my territory, wasn't believable. However, I think at the core of Walter White it's believable to me. That's it.
I'll give you that.
So I think at the core, because
in the frame of this show, yes.
But like when we look at it from what you're saying, just like, oh, this is my territory. Like, nah, bro, nobody gonna believe this white dude, bald head with glasses, is talking about this is my territory. Yeah. So I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
That's a really good point. You have to suspend some belief to think that he's going in there to do this.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I'd be so scared to get a bum bump. Like, that's the first thing I was thinking. Like, bro, don't touch me. Like that dude standing at the door, I was scared for my life. Like, bro, please don't touch me.
Bro, you speaking like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Though. That, like, when you in situations like that, people who not used to being in those situations, like, they gonna be super apprehensive around the people that was in that house. And Walt just walked in that motherfucker like he had all the bravado in the world, and you don't.
People got
it's not your world.
Blood on them.
Yeah, when you say it like that, like, bro, you ain't the type of dude that goes in there.
Yeah, this not your world, bro.
That's a great point.
This is the gutter, nigga. This is like you dropping off like that. No, nigga, this is the gutter. You're not going in here. You might not make it out.
Yeah, not for Jesse. Not for anybody. Maybe not even for Holly or Skylar.
I mean, Jesse already been in. He used to. Like,
this Jesse life. Yeah, he do this.
Yeah, he used to.
I'm talking about Walt's not going in there for anybody. He might not even go in there for his own family. I know he ain't going in there for Flynn.
Fact.
He going in there for Flynn.
All right, man.
All right.
Anyway, yeah.
They end up pawning Flynn crutches and some more shit, nigga.
True.
I got $5 for this crutch, nigga. They going right to the barbershop with that.
They shaving that joint down to a.
Yeah, nigga. I got crutches for sale, nigga. Flynn would have been. It was over with, nigga.
Yeah, straight up. They gifting that joint.
They come to the barbershop with crutches. Where you get them from, man? $10, bro. You don't know nobody need crutches, do you?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to you.
Yeah.
Jane's dad is back at her place. He said, "Wow, that's hilarious." Jane's dad is at her place at this time. Said to pawn that nigga's crutches.
I'm telling
That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing, because I can see that shit happening.
I didn't see that.
That was a real gutter, especially not Albuquerque gutter. If that was one of our cities, they was in that spot. Like, nigga, that whole shit would have been gone.
Come on.
Jane's dad is at her place, man. It's the first time we've seen the inside. Once again, juxtaposed against Jesse. They're split. They literally live right next to each other, but it says a lot. Obviously, it says Jane wasn't comfortable bringing Jesse in her space. Obviously, Jane entered his world, not the other way around.
Right.
And we just see this contrast of the way they were living, too. She had things put together. It looked more welcoming. She had the design that she created on the wall, and things looked to be neat and organized. Her closet was straightened. Dag's going through her things to prepare for her service. He's on the phone. I'm assuming that's with her mom or somebody close to the family. He finds a blue dress, which I mentioned earlier when we did Negro y Azul, or Y, excuse me, as Spike Lee likes to say.
Spike call it Y.
That was a foreshadowing, black and blue. Like, black and blue, that's what's in Jane's closet. So, any thoughts on Dad coming over and seeing Jane's apartment and having to pick out the dress? Anything you want to add to this or any commentary?
Just a good setup for a later scene.
Yeah.
Let me be clear on this. I like the actor. He has such a vulnerability to his acting style. So I want to be clear on that. I don't care about his plot like that at all, but I think the actor did a great job. I feel the vulnerability. It's all in the eyes, the posture. He's doing an excellent job. So I want to make sure I make that clear. I just don't care enough to bring this side character up this much. Like Sopranos, we have these episodes of side characters that I find more interesting. But I'm not that interested in this character like that. But so
I agree with you.
I got
In the finale, it is a reach.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes to what we've been talking about all series is them just not having enough characters that we care about. So they insert this guy who's, to your point, Mo, amazing at what he does because he bodies this.
Oh yeah.
But as a viewer of this, I'm on the same page. It was like, bro, I don't care about Jane's dad and how she feels about this in the grand scheme of things. Like, what's next for Walt and Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm worried about. So,
You're eating up time.
facts.
This shit's silly, man. You got the dress on the bed, and then we immediately pan over it. They won an Emmy for the camera work. They're paying in single frame, whatever. I forget what it actually is. I'll make sure I get it so I can give them the credit. But the camera work was great in this episode. That's all I'm saying. If you really like to nerd out on shit like that.
Yeah, the toilet scene with the phone in there, camera in the toilet.
Yeah, the mattresses, even the pan to Gus when we finally see him, like all of that. It was just well done. But either way, we pan over directly to Holly. Once again, that life and death symmetry. Walt is hearing the website go off, and he's sick of that shit. He keeps hearing that bell every few seconds. And not only the bell, but the giddiness of Flynn every single time it goes off. Like, oh, yeah. Like, just the happiness in his voice is pissing him off. And he's so miserable that he tells is this the part where he tells Flynn? Yeah, turn that shit off. It's disturbing the baby.
It's disturbing the baby, man. Cut that shit down, man.
Yeah, like the baby can talk and she got something to say. Baby ain't even saying shit. Like, all right, it is what it is. Skylar's on the phone with Marie, and Flynn is going to be in the newspaper because of the website. Walt is hilarious. Just his whole reaction to this shit. More money for Walt. Walt. Money's continuing to come in. Commentary. Any thoughts on this?
You making this again? There's so many times you should have just told her. You're making the spot hot right here. You're making the spot hot.
Doing the newspaper shit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey man, it might have been. Hey, listen, I'm looking at it from the sense of shit, some extra bread I wasn't even counting on. First, we just funneling my money, but shit, some real people might get involved now.
I'm looking at investigations.
Because then people gonna be like, "Who is Walter White?"
Yeah,
let's see more
that's
about him.
That's what I'm saying. Who is sending this money? Who are these people? Can we do follow ups on some of these donors?
And I'm glad you said that as a married person, Mo, because I feel like that's what marriage would have to be. Like I can't keep lying to my wife about this. Like she gotta be on the same page so she don't put me in compromising positions like this. Like there was no point, like which is why the end of this episode was so satisfying. Like there was no point in time while Walt was doing any of this that he considered Skylar and was like, look, me and you gotta be on the same page. Cause I'm out here bullshitting. And I want to give you the opportunity to go the other way or to support me. But I can't leave you in the dark. As a man, I can't do that. I can't have you out here scheduling interviews, gassing up our son, thinking that this shit is one thing and it's another thing. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Walt as much in these rewatches, because he just comes off as less of a leader of like a family or men. Like he's not considering his family at all. It's disgusting.
He's a beta. Like they want us to follow him like he's an alpha, but he's a beta. And that's just the reality of the situation.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You've been on your red pill shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, I always laugh when I think of certain podcasts and conversations with people that
I knew that's why you was laughing.
Yeah, that's why yeah, man, it's just silly. But yeah, Walt ain't that guy at all.
But he act like it though. That's the problem. He try to act like the most
annoying type of person. The one that think he got the sauce and you know he don't. If you got the sauce and you act like that, then cool, man. More power to you. You know what I mean?
If you don't got
that right, but if you don't, it's like, bro, you lame. Like it makes you even more of a lame because you're not even like that. You're really not like that. But Hank's at the office. He's meeting with the boss. Hank's such a company man. He's such a fucking company man.
Oh man.
But he's not just meeting with the boss. It's the gentlemen and local business owners who are underwriting the fun run, including Gustavo Fring. Once again, great camera work.
Just call me Gus.
Yeah, just call me Gus. With the late pan. Hank explains what the office does and how they have a focus on stopping meth. We know Gus's business is meth. And
he got some killer chicken.
Got some killer chicken. Gus notices the photo of Walt. That Gus knows. I was just about to say something, but I ain't. Gus notices the photo of Walt and talks to Hank about his health issue. Even donates to the cause. When I say his health issue, he's asking more about Walt. What's he donating money for? What's going on? Obviously, a man of Gus status is going to put together that. Oh, you got a brother-in-law in the DEA. Okay, that wasn't told to me on your application. Left that part out. What's going on in your head as you see this for the first time? It's really our introduction to see Gus ain't just some. We know he's a business owner. We know he's dealing meth, but he's more buttoned up than we thought. Like this man is walking in federal buildings and donating to their causes to put on the good local business owner front.
Mm-hmm.
What are your impressions of Gus at this time and this scene as a whole?
Home run. Home, like this is one of the best things that they did as a show. When I remember watching this for the first time, him asking, and I was like, oh shit. Like this is one of the first oh shit moments for me in this series, in the sense of, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. How do this play out? Like, damn, like he just sold dude 38 pounds of meth. And now he figured like there was so many possibilities and thoughts running through my mind. It's similar to like when you was watching Lost or something and they gave you no answers and just put stuff out there for you. This is one of the moments in this series where I felt like, oh, okay, this might be different. And it goes against, well, not goes against, but it's starting to lean towards and steer towards what we remember this when we ask people about Breaking Bad. They say, oh, this is one of the greatest series ever. It's moments like this that add and contribute to that. Because I remember seeing this for the first time and being super invested in like, oh, shit, how did this play out? Like I know I watched this episode first time through because I binged it and hit the play on the next one because I wanted to know, okay, like what's going to happen from this.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
That's a great point.
I'm gonna use your man's line. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business. Damn, like this is Gus. You know what I'm saying?
Finally, some quality rap bars from you, Mo.
I wouldn't say finally, but
Finally.
for the last time. Shit. Yeah, I usually quote the best of the best, but you know, I pulled something out of my back pocket.
Back to your point. What you were saying?
So I felt like that with Gus. Like, just this is a part of his day to day. Again, it's so hard. I mean, we got Better Call Saul, but it's like so much.
It's his bag.
It's so much of me to just like, man, I just wish we got a Gustavo Fring series. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I liked it. So as much as I talk about Mike and Saul and Better Call Saul, I actually like Gus better in this series. I like Gus better in Breaking Bad than I do Better Call Saul.
He is better in this series. You're right. And then
the character of Gus.
The character of Gus, and then it's a lot it's not believable. Like some of the character, because he's older in the prequel, and you could tell like he gained a little weight.
All of them. So you kind of gotta ignore it.
You can ignore it, but his was like probably the most noticeable for me out of the three. But I like him. I don't
want to start telling who was in it.
I didn't think about. He was like a side character there, so I didn't think about him like that. But but yeah, I'm with you. I like Gus is better in this series. You know, I don't know because there's moments, but yeah, I like this. I think I think Spike said it great. Like, oh, this is an old shit moment. I liked it. I liked seeing this, and it made me wonder, what is he thinking? Are you setting me up, or I got more intel on you? It almost came off like Gus, because we know he's connected. Well, we obviously know he's connected with Mike and Saul. It almost made me feel like I'm playing on offense and I'm going down a deeper bag. Like, let me get my business connected here so I can find out more about this Walter White guy. So that was the hard interpretation for me. Was it like a happenstance thing, or was it, oh, let me go into his world and find out a little bit more? Because of him being connected to them two that obviously can find anybody at a drop of a dime.
Yeah, agreed. Very well said. It did. And I love the fact that they didn't wrap this up in this episode. Like, they left it hanging, like left it out there. Like, it's almost like a little carrot. Like, so you don't know what Gus is thinking at this time. You can only picture what's going on in his head, and we don't get an answer for it. Which, if I was a showrunner or a creator, and there's no guarantee my show is coming back. I'm showing that to the network. I want the network to know what happens with this. Like that might order us another 13 episodes just off this. And then we can really start cooking and whatever the case is. They started picking up steam towards the end of the season, as we mentioned. Walt is visiting Jesse at rehab. You know, he's at some nice fancy, like exotic White Lotus type rehab. That's what it looks like. You might see White Lotus or 7 Different Strangers or whatever the case was on Hulu. Tells Jesse he won't be back for a while. He's got surgery on Friday. Saul has his money if anything goes wrong. Jesse's silent, but then he said he deserves what's happening. He calls Walt saying it to him in the desert. Before we pan back to Walt's house and the news crew, any thoughts on Jesse being visited by Walt?
Another great, to me, this reads the same as the scene before with the picture of Walt and Gus seeing it and us wondering what happens. Now we see a completely sober Jesse, and we wonder, at least I did as a viewer, okay, how does this play out? Because he was really kind of dealing with Walt because he had the addiction, wanted to live that life. So now if he pulling a Christopher Moltisanti and going to rehab and doing his 12 steps and having to apologize to people, how do that play out with him and Walt relationship? So another, I don't know what changes were made from the earlier in these seasons and the first season to now in this season finale episode where they finally understood, like, oh, we got to plant seeds to make people wonder that are watching what's about to happen next. Because even though this was a subtle scene, I was super intrigued as a viewer as to, damn, how do Jesse arc play out from here?
Mm-hmm.
So,
because they almost come like they could have dropped it off here.
They could have left it.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been. This could have been the end of Jesse's character.
Yeah, because we already got more than he was intended to do in initial. So that is crazy. Maybe that was a thought.
That's very interesting.
The only thing for me is just the phrase is like, I deserve this. I find myself thinking that way a lot. It's like a morbid way of thinking, but I feel that way a lot about a lot of things. I connect with that, and that's probably more of another week in the books conversation. But yeah,
I got a book for you to talk about that I just listened to. Ben Richards.
You talk about the book you've been talking about, the winning thing?
No, 101 essays to change the way you think.
101
I just listened to a chapter that talked specifically about what you just said. It was fire. Really helped me out as far as where I am right now. I'll send it to you if you want it. It's on Audible. 101 essays to change the way you think.
Yeah, if you can just send me an excerpt or some kind of, even if you just like, if there's a part that you
we're gonna talk about it next another week in the books.
Send me the excerpt.
Mo like I ain't Mo good. He's like, man, I liked it. Mo like I ain't listening.
I respect
to
the
that
honesty,
shit, man.
Yeah,
I listen to y'all because I fuck with y'all. Y'all
Spike Lee.
Yeah, well, because it's like you have to really be intriguing for me to check out your book. Like the last book I listened to all the way through was Jaleel White, which I know y'all would laugh about, but I'm intrigued by his journey.
Who would laugh about?
Yeah, no
doubt. That's on brand though. That's on brand.
But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by these people that are like have odd.
That sounded like a diss. That wasn't even no diss.
No. I ain't tripping. But it's an odd when people have an odd career. Like I'm always interested because I feel like I'm an odd guy, so I connect more with underdogs, odd, different, left field. Those are the type of things that I connect with because that's how I feel about myself. So, but yeah, send me like
the vetoes of the world.
We're gonna talk about it.
Motto. That is.
We're gonna talk about it.
You know, the ones that don't fit in. I'm just saying.
We're gonna talk about it on the next episode of Another Week in the Book, so you'll be able to get what you need from it from that and decide if you want to move forward.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about winning. I didn't know you was talking about 101 essays. So I'll make sure I get that too. Also, shout out to Spike Lee, man, because in our group chat, I think last week or the week before, Mo had sent a voice note, and I had mentioned, like, hey, man, you might just have to reach out to Spike or talk to him in person. Like, this nigga's not about to listen to that. And I think he listened to the voice note. It was like 3 minutes. I barely wanted to listen to it.
All right, what's the limit? So if I record, I can re-record to know y'all listen. What's the limit?
You get a solid 2. No, I'll get up to 2.
No. Be real.
See, Rich worse than me than that. To me, it just depends on the topic.
Because I had Spike separately, and I was just commending him on some stuff.
Facts.
And he listened to
I listened to every second of that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just depends on the topic for me. Like if it's something that I just don't.
We hop on the phone, Mo. Call me. Just call me.
I don't know y'all schedules, and I ain't about to like. If y'all don't pick up, I ain't calling back.
Here's how, you know what I tell the people. You know what I tell people.
Send me the voice.
You know what I tell people like that.
Don't matter. And again, the difference between one of the few difference between how Rich and I think in the sense of, I feel like if you send a 5-minute voice note, you was really passionate about that, so I'm gonna listen to it. To the point of what you sent to me about on deck not too long ago. Like I felt like I was like, okay, like I'm going to listen to this because he felt that strongly about sending it to me and making it this long. Pause. I'm going to listen to it because it was that passionate to you, and I fuck with you that much as a person.
That works for random person. That doesn't work for a rando.
It worked
that don't work for a rando who sent me a 19-minute voice note that I still haven't listened to.
Hey,
it's been over a year. It's been over a year, and I still ain't touched a second of that voice note.
Why do you still have
like even like Rich calls me.
It's somewhere in the thread.
Like Rich can't send me the same. Like he can't send me a 3-minute voice note like Mo can, because Mo don't call me. I don't talk to Mo. Yeah. But me and Rich talk sometimes. So like,
same. I talk to Mo. That's why I'm like, Mo, call me. That's what I'm saying. We talk.
Well, I mean,
that's
like,
from that sense. And he talking about he don't know our schedule. You know how this works? When I call somebody and they don't answer, they gonna call me back. If I miss a call, I call them back. That's usually how it works. I don't care about their schedule. You're gonna see I called you. You either gonna text me and say what's up.
My bad. We in 2026. I didn't know. My bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's all good. If
all
I'm
right,
busy,
so keep it a minute and a half.
I definitely listened and gave feedback to
minute and a half. That's the threshold.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Nah, 2. I can do 2.
I
can do longer. I don't want to put a limit on it. I will listen. But if you find yourself getting into it, just call me.
Okay, that's fair. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
So we finally came to a point where me and Rich are different. I don't care. Like, don't call me.
I got you.
Send the voice note. Like, even if
2
it's
minutes,
4, 5
that's
minutes.
the general consensus.
No, that's fine.
My brain can't think of all that's part of the reason. My brain's not able to remember what you said in minute 1 when I'm in minute 5. I'm gonna be,
and it's like,
I know you said something, and I'll send voice notes back like, damn, I knew there's something else I want to say. I'd rather just have the convo in person. So yeah, it's
okay. It's gonna be great content for Action Jacks. But yeah, like as long as I'm interested in the topic that you send it to me, it don't matter how long it is. I'm going to listen to. I ain't cutting it off.
Okay.
Unless I feel like, what? You
just
why
talking about
this
nothing.
A text. Yeah, this is a text. Like, you should have texted this to me. But to your credit, Mo, like when you did the long voice, all of it made sense. So I listened to all of it and wanted to give you feedback based off my experience. I hope it was good.
Yeah. You hit me back here. So I got it. Okay. I'm glad I got the gauge for the brothers. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we got there.
That's what they're here for. That's what y'all turn into this. This is what Mo, Rich, and Lou are about. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I know we were talking about Jesse being visited by Walt at rehab. I don't know how. I can't remember.
Oh, that's because of what he said.
We finished with that?
Yeah, we finished with that.
Yeah, we're done with that.
All right. Well, so Walt gets home to news trucks, sees the camera crew, the interviewer, the lighting, all in the living room. Marie come out in the purple dress. And I got to give it up to Marie and her ambition, because you need people who think. I know I've said this about Marie and even Skylar to a degree. You need people who think like that on your side. You know, I know people make the joke like, I need somebody to send my food back when they mess up my order. You know what I mean? I need, a lot of people are too nonchalant. Marie said, if it's good enough for the newspaper, it should be good enough for the news. Like that's a hustler mentality. Like, I really fuck with that on some real shit. Even though Walt's annoyed by it, but you need somebody who got that kind of ambition. Walt can't believe this shit's happening. Very, very sweet moment. And I mean this sincerely, of Flynn giving Walt his flowers and complimenting him and talking about he's his hero. But Walt isn't even present enough to accept it. And then I thought about it, nor does he really care about any of this shit. I don't think Walt really gives a fuck about what Flynn has to say about him to these national news. He only cares about the fact that this is my money and nobody knows. Like somebody, it's not that the person is real, it's that people out there are going to get the perception that I'm taking handouts and my face all plastered. I can't even smile. When we see him getting emotional as he's hearing these things, is it because he knows he's bad? Is he because I don't deserve these nice things you're saying because I'm not that guy? Like, what's going on in his head at this moment?
I think in his head, it's similar to the Coach Carter scene when they're talking to Junior Battle, and they were like, It's like, bro, not only did the whole school know you failing math, but now the whole world about to know your dumb ass is failing math. It's similar here where it's like Walt can't handle this level of loserdom. At least that's how I feel. Which he shouldn't feel this way because it's health. He shouldn't feel that way at all. But in his head, it's like, bro, I'm okay with Albuquerque. Like, okay, a couple of my little locals know I'm sick. The school, okay, I can smile, nod it off. But now we're going, national, global, whatever the situation is, and now everybody knows that I'm like this, and then that's why I think he's getting anxious. If this was Tony, he would have passed out. Because you can see him breathe, his chest was getting there. He was breathing. I said, if this is Tony, he would have passed out.
That's definitely a panic attack moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Definitely a panic attack moment for Tony. I don't feel sorry for him though.
No, I know.
I agree. Yeah, Mo, you're right. But as a viewer watching this, like, I don't care, bro, that you like. I have a real hard time separating Walt being a piece of shit versus moments like this when, as a viewer, I'm supposed to feel sorry for him and understand what he's going through and understand that he worked hard for this money. Like, bro, no, you did, but it's still drug dealing, bro. Mm-hmm. And that goes to, we'll get into it in the later scene in this episode. Like, it don't, like, you're carrying yourself as this pretentious person who does everything right, and I'm this upstanding dude, and I'm so smart, but you still can't figure out how to tell the people that are important to you in your life what you got going on, or how they need to be handling you. Like, a lot of this is him not expressing himself enough, or showing Skylar or showing Walt Jr. is like, hey, we ain't got to do all this. I'm that nigga. I'm gonna figure this shit out. You ain't got to do no GoFundMe. We ain't got to have the news here. Like, I'm going to make this shit work. I'm going to make this shit happen. But he ain't got no background in doing it. And the only background that he got to doing it is doing this illegal shit that we said. And he can't say nothing about it. So, yeah, nigga, I don't feel sorry for you for the position that you in. You did this.
Maybe this is a comedy. Maybe we're supposed to, like, not take him serious. Like, they do these things to make us bring him back. Maybe it's a comedy.
I would rate it even lower if it was a comedy. I ain't going to hold you. Because it's not funny.
Like, maybe it's dry humor.
It's not funny though. I've seen better versions of a comedy like this. Like, it's just not. And Mo, that you bring up a good point, because how are we supposed to feel about this as a viewer watching this? Like, I ain't laughing at that. I don't give a fuck about, like, none of this shit makes me feel any empathy for Walter White.
No, it's not there.
I think you're a little tougher on it than what the average viewer.
You definitely like.
I think you definitely yeah.
You Ray P with
Queen and Slim.
Queen and Slim.
With who?
With Queen and Slim.
Ray P with Queen and Slim. Like, just like, I'm not saying what you not caring about Walt is not what I'm saying, but I do think you're in a minority. I think people, especially in their first watch. Now I think you're probably in
first
the
watch. I definitely understand that. This being my third or fourth watch.
Majority.
Yeah.
There you go. But it's still if it's be third or fourth watch, you don't care. You're waiting for the shit to happen, like, which doesn't really happen until the next three. You're getting the start of it, but there's not enough there for Walt. It's just showing more of what you know, which is Walt is a scumbag and a terrible person. So,
they just. I'm sorry, real quick. They just
go ahead.
They real quick, because I know we're getting a little lengthy here on the episode.
Jalen Rose's Beijing is fucking nuts. That shit, come on, bro.
Man, come on, bro.
You my dog, bro. You my dog. Listen,
but the other Barbies sound better than that, though.
Nigga, you 50. Like, you
so
got grades.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's cool. Look at me and Lou.
Yeah, man.
Mainly Lou.
Don't put me in your category.
Mainly.
Look at you got more grade than me.
He gave you a straight. Look, he defended Walter White.
Hey, hold on though. Let me take this hat off. I got my full head.
He better act like prime time. Like,
don't put me. I got a full head of hair, nigga.
Hey, Dion said is over here, boy.
Nigga try to me and Luke. Nigga,
hey, you got me.
Y'all got to go to YouTube for that, man. I got the full head.
Nah, you right. You got the jet.
See me with the hood up. I got the hood up because I got bald on this motherfucker, and I ain't shaved. That's even worse.
So I've been there.
He got the George Jefferson. He got the George Jefferson.
I ain't got the George. Hold on now, because hold on now. Hold on now. Hair still grows, bro. The bald is I can grow it back if I wanted to.
It's just not the spot you wanted to be at. I get
yeah,
you.
man. The front of the size ain't where I wanted to be no more. But everything
they got to be
else,
one of our trips. They got to be one of our trips to Turkey, Rich.
Nah,
Turkey, hair joint.
Fried.
I'm weak, bro. My nigga Lou took off the hat. Like, hold on now.
Hey, hold on now.
Yeah, don't put me in that shit.
Nah,
slow down.
Nah, just real quick. It's like the way they wrote it. Like the thing is with The Sopranos again, like they wrote it where you could watch it and there could be other possibilities. This show is not written with other possibilities. Like with these characters, like you can, like it's at least with Walt and Jesse. Like you like Tony, you can always look and be like, okay, wait a minute. You go back and be like, wait a minute, hold him and his father. Like maybe is his father really the problem and not Livia? You know what I'm saying? Or what was Janice thing? And like, there's always when you watch Sopranos, you can keep finding other possibilities of what could be interpreted. This Breaking Bad is not that type of writing. So when you're talking about third, fourth watch. That's why I understand where Spike is coming from. It's like, yeah, I didn't write it like it's these other possibilities. It's pretty
great point.
Yeah,
you know what?
It's very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
If more shows took the exact same show, it just gave us a different point of view.
Yep, the one episode,
literally exact same events. Nah, I can watch a series of that.
There is. I'll sing y'all something if you're interested. There's this young lady.
If we watch Sopranos from Carmela's perspective, even though that sounds like a tough watch. But if we did, we probably look at the show differently, and we get more time with Carmela, and we get more time on what she's doing. Like I said, that wouldn't be interesting. It's probably not the best examples, but let's say Syl or Paul
or Artie.
It's from their point of view, or Artie, or like Carmine or something like that. Like it's you get in the same stuff that's happening. Johnny Sack, that would be one right there. I would tune in for. If we get if they show Sopranos exactly how it is, same events. But we just get it from Johnny Sack's perspective, so we get more time with him, Jenny. Maybe we get a little bit more insight as to why the joke means even more. All of that stuff, like it just changes your perspective. Maybe we look at how do we look at Tony? Do we look at him the same? I don't know. Either way, I just wish more shows did that because I would be fascinated to watch it. It probably wouldn't be a biggest success, but
I'm going to sing y'all something. There's a person on YouTube that does trailer. They take a movie and they make like 6 different cuts of a trailer of the same movie. They'll do it in a horror form, do it in a thriller form, do it in a comedy form. They did a Titanic version. And so I'm going to send that to y'all so y'all can see like how dope it is for somebody to take multiple different interpretations of the same thing and give you a different feeling every time. I think y'all appreciate that as movie and television watchers. So I'm going to send that to y'all when we get off.
Please do. Appreciate you. We at the hospital with the Whites as they prepare for Walter's surgery. To get the family hug, the uncertainty that hits before major events like this. They really portrayed that well. Like you might not make it out of this. You know what I mean? So we get that nice family moment. I'm assuming it's something you probably would have liked, Mo. Those intimate family gatherings. But Walt takes some drugs and he's out of it. He's laughing with the family, something we haven't really seen him do in a while. All this episode, his looks have been of disgust. But we see him laughing, and Skylar takes his glasses, asking where his phone is, and he says, which one? And Skylar, expression acting on this episode was through the roof. Skylar's face drops. We see her distraught. We know that Walt has 2 cell phones. She had the conversation, decided to believe Walt, and now it's coming to fruition. Oh, shit. That means something. That means something that you said that. What's going on in your head, fellas, as this is playing out in real time?
You got me.
You give up so easy, Mo.
What?
Ain't no way in the world. You ain't got me. I'm under anesthesia. Like, no.
I'm not saying like that's the reaction. I'm saying that like that's what gave her enough unction. It didn't matter. She already got him
to do all the other work.
Yeah, when we get to the later part,
allowed her to do the work, the research.
Yes.
I was just asking as viewers, what's going on in your head as you're watching, as you see Skylar hear him say which one? Like, what are you thinking in your own head?
As a viewer, I'm looking at that ain't enough. If I'm
For
like,
what?
If I'm me, if I'm Tony Soprano, if I'm one like, man, that ain't enough.
But it's enough for Skylar.
No, you can never bring this to me and say like, oh, you said this under anesthesia. Like, bro, are you serious?
Like,
I'm gonna make you sound like a complete idiot for bringing something back to me that I said under anesthesia and trying to hold that against me. And you, well, we'll get to it later.
but it
And
didn't
you
matter.
doing all the things you're doing, like like none of that. I could have said this.
Do you have an answer for all the other things she brings up later?
That's the point I'm saying. Like, it's not about the fact that
That's the point.
that,
Y'all are right about that.
it's
I'm
you
just
have a
saying
wife that's.
we only talking about this scene though.
I'm just
So
saying
in
that,
this scene, as a viewer, and I'm looking at it, I don't see this as enough for her to be like, I'm finna fly off the rail. But I'm contradicting myself in everything that I said previously, in the sense of she been collecting the seeds
that's what I'm
for a
saying.
minute.
Yeah.
This was the this was the thing that sent her over the edge. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got your ass. But I'm just saying she wouldn't have been able to pin me with it. That's how I looked at it.
Nah, like she's already speculative like, of a wife. So like at that point, like once you did that, that was all she needed. You know,
anything I said under anesthesia, you ain't holding none of that shit against me. I don't care what kind of evidence you got, bro.
It did not matter though, because like all of the other stuff came. If the other stuff didn't come,
Didn't matter to her. It would have mattered to me.
what I'm saying is you can say whatever you want to say when you come out of it. Like, I was under anesthesia. I was under. It's like, okay, well, what about your mama? Or what about Gretchen?
Good point.
That's all.
We'll get
I'm
to that
saying.
when we get there.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just saying. I'm speaking specifically to this scene because you are making good points.
If it's
but
that
when we
only,
get to
sure.
there, yeah, when we get to that, you're right. But right here in this scene, I ain't worried as a viewer at all. If I'm a fan of Walter White, or if I'm watching this and saying, "Oh, she got him," like, nah, which cell phone? Like, nah, that ain't enough.
Mm-hmm.
Great point. We're gonna move it over. So we're gonna keep it moving so we can get to that final scene. Surgery in the meeting with the oncologist and Dr. Kennedy. Yes, he will be Dr. Kennedy. I think this is the last episode anyway, but he'll be Dr. Kennedy forever. Walt has the goatee. It's the debut of the goatee that we have seen Walter White with, and they're discussing Holly and you said what?
I was just quoting Walt. I think I like it.
They're discussing Holly and showing pictures. She's beautiful. I mentioned that earlier about actually meaning it. And asking about Walt's health, how you feeling? We see Skylar's disconnected. And Walt finds out that he bought himself some time. And the surgery, or the finesse, as Spike Lee calls it, was successful. It was a successful finesse for $200K. Of course, they tell him all the things you want to hear. We can't make any promises, but it looks good. You bought yourself some time. You pretty much paid $200K for that. Skylar asks when he can get back in his normal routine. This is kind of the most alert she's been. So you don't really make anything of it. Because she's always, the whole time he's had cancer, she's known about it, should I say. She's kind of asked these type of questions. When can he go back to work? Can he be on his own? I mean, can he be more independent? Walt tries to crack a joke and Skylar ain't going. Any comments on the finesse and this whole scene with Skylar asking these questions and Walt finding out that he has more time than he thought?
I'm standing and planting the flag on my point. She knew from the moment the nigga told her, I'm going to my mom's house. Like, Skylar is one of those type of women that, like, you ain't finna hit me with too many surprises.
Well, I think she collected.
Yes,
like had like unction.
It wasn't a oh shit moment. It was like, oh. It was that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to be there as a man. Like the hand rub, where you thinking like we're bonding and we're in a zone, and you realize like, oh, we are at odds. You don't know that until you figure it out right there at that moment. You don't want to be there. That's one. Two, him having on the pink. It's a couple of symbolisms that I thought about, but I'll bring the other one up later. But the first one is pink cancer survivor. So I thought that was like a good little nod. And if that was their intention, but that's the way I interpret it. I was like, because he never wears his color, so it's like a survivor cancer thing, and I thought it was pretty dope. And that's it.
You know, pink is for breast cancer, though, right?
That's fine. Hey, you know, the breasts are connected to the chest connected to the lung. It's all connected, brother.
I see. Somebody just told me like you gotta learn to just let it go.
No,
That's
I
why I
like that.
observe everything, and I was, I could have led you at the moment, but I just couldn't. Something about my brain just said.
Well, here's the question. Let me follow up. What's do they have any other color for any other cancers?
Yeah,
I know they ring the bell.
Now there's different colors for each one of them.
Really? Okay, let me look it up.
Mm-hmm. Now that I did not know.
Yeah,
that I did not know. But as we move on, we see Jane's dad is back at work. We're not sure exactly what he does. He's in the break room getting his coffee.
Oh, man.
Not just coffee, he's getting condolences as well. Coffee and condolences. Says after a certain point, Tom would rather be here and focus on work. We see that he's in air control. He's an air control traffic controller, I think is their name, their technical name. Either way, I got some interesting shit when we get to this part that maybe you knew or maybe you didn't know. That's just a quick scene. I'm not even going to ask you if you have anything to say. We just find out what he does and how it's all kind of weaving itself together. Here's the big moment of the episode, fellas. Probably the big moment of the season, one of the biggest moments of the series so far. Ever since the first meeting with Jesse in episode 1 of the series, Walt has been keeping the secret and keeping these lies. And we've been waiting, and we've seen some of the most insane, like ridiculous, I can't believe you even trying to tell me this with a straight face lies. And we've been waiting for it to come to a head. Walt's in his bathroom, oblivious, talking to Skylar about his goatee. And it's the last to realize that Skylar is packing. And she says she's heading to Hank and Marie's for the weekend. She's giving Walt 2 days. And she wants him to pack and be going by Monday. Tells Walt he's a liar. You do have 2 cell phones. And this is where Spike Lee comes into play. You can't pull that on me. I was medicated. I could have said anything. Walt says I could have said the world was flat. And this is where Skylar starts cooking. Mm-hmm. Skylar says, you know what? I think you accidentally told the truth. I mentioned this earlier. I think his lies were weighing so much that I agree with Skylar. He accidentally told the truth. And it got her to thinking about all the strange behavior. You disappearing, not even being the least of it. That's I had to believe that for my sanity, and because who would lie about such a thing, right? As Skylar's saying, who would lie about something like that? A fugue state. I couldn't imagine you would do that, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and believe it. I'm gonna side with the fact that this really happened. We see Walt going off. He's tired of being accused of this. You think I'm having an affair? Give me a Bible. I swear on it right now. I'm not having an affair. She said, you know what? I know you're not. I thought you were. And I thought it was with Gretchen. So I called her.
Called her.
Yeah. And she was dodging my calls for a long time, but then I just directly asked her, what's going on with you and my husband? And that got her attention. She told me they never paid for your treatment. And that's crazy because I checked with the doctor's office and we got over $100,000, but we all up to date. Minus the surgery, we all up to date. And you didn't get any money from Gretchen. Where'd it come from? And then I called your mother. Thanks for that. Not only did she not give you money, because I thought she might have had some bread. Not only did she not give you money, she didn't even know you have cancer. But that's not even the wild part. I dropped you off at the airport, my nigga. Like, I was there when I dropped you off. You had a suitcase and your good clothes on. Like, you were going for 4 days. I picked you up when you came back. And she swears up and down you did not come. You did not visit her. And I felt Skylar on this part as she's leaving and Walt's trying to, like, talk his way out of it. At least do me the courtesy of not denying it, bro. Like, don't treat me like I'm a fucking idiot. And Walt runs out after Skylar tries to close the door. Walt yanked that bitch back like, you ain't pregnant no more. I'll get a little physical. Now, I don't condone that. We don't condone that. But you can see it in Walt's face. Like, man, I don't give a fuck about this shit no more.
And what's the irony that, sidebar, that she's not pregnant anymore and the actress that plays Marie isn't either?
I know, right?
That's a
great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point. But we see you can call it that. You can call it desperation that Walt has, or maybe just the ego being shattered that he got caught. He offers to tell her the truth, but she says she's too scared to know, and skirts on that nigga. Fellas, I'm just gonna give a spoiler. This is my favorite scene and conversation of the episode, even though it's not really a convo.
I wanted to say something.
Yours.
I wanted to say something. So let me just say this in my ignorance. Thanks. That's why I'm glad it ain't no let it ride. I'm glad you did say that just a moment ago. So I just want to acknowledge the cancer colors for like the ribbons that are symbolization, because I am ignorant to that fact, and people do go through that, and I want to make sure that I'm not just a nigga talking. So
shout
of course
out to you for that, for real.
Yeah, so the pink is for breast cancer, the gold, these are ribbon colors, childhood cancer, gray is for brain cancer, leukemia and kidney cancer is orange, blood cancer is red, multiple myeloma is more of like a burgundy, Hodgkin lymphoma is, lavender, non-Hodgkin lymphoma is green, prostate cancer is baby blue, colorectal cancer is blue, sarcoma, bone cancer is yellow, skin cancers and myeloma is black, lung cancer, which that's what Walt has, right? It should have. So they should have been wearing white if they were going for that, but it's white. And there's a few other ones. There's a lot. There's probably like at least 7 or 8 more, but those are just a few to name. So definitely wanted to do my due diligence. That's why you got to call out stuff like that, because this is an educational moment. So I do appreciate that. Now back to the scene. I just want to ask: is this Breaking Bad's Whitecaps?
I thought the same thing, and I'm glad you said it. I am glad you said it, because I wanted to know what y'all brothers thought.
I thought it initially, but I also remember that I don't remember the series, so I don't know if this is the moment. But
if it goes more, okay.
But I will agree with you where it immediately put me in the mind of Whitecaps. Completely different scenario, completely different like circumstance, but that conversation was everything. And Skylar was in her bag in this. To quote Spike Lee, like she was in her bag. Like she did the research. Like she had the big joker the whole time, and she watched you talk shit. She watched you talk shit as you was picking up book after book, and she knew when it came down to play that big joker, she had your ass. And that's why Spike Lee's conversation earlier was fascinating, because in any other scenario before this episode, yeah, we would say the same thing. You're not getting this off on me. I was medicated. Get the fuck out of here. But Skylar said enough's enough. I'm making phone calls, bruh. Like this shit makes zero sense to me, and I need answers. I can't just sit back and believe you anymore. So shout out to her for that. But yeah, it did put me in mind of Whitecaps.
Yeah, this was definitely Whitecaps adjacent. Not as good because all the investment. Whitecaps was what season
4.
Yeah, we had way more invested in Tony and Carmela and everything that they had going on. So I did think about it when y'all said it, and I'm glad you brought it up, Mo. But it don't register the same way, but I do get that it's in the same vein as Whitecaps.
It's so real, because it's when you get to the point where she knows she got you, she's not even yelling.
Yeah, like you probably take it better if she is yelling.
Yeah, because when you got that means I really got you. Like these are cold hard facts. So
yeah, that's over with. Yeah. Like what she presenting,
she's intimately in his face.
What she's presenting him with now, to your point, Mo, of not yelling, is like, nah, like, bruh, this ain't even an anger thing. This is a disrespect. Who do you think I am thing? Like I don't even know who you think you're playing with. And this is why watching this for the second or third time through, or fourth time through, like I am, like I felt a totally different way about Skylar I did before than I do now. I respect this. Like she calling him out, like, bro, you on some bullshit. I don't know what kind of bullshit you on, but I didn't sign up for this. I don't fuck with it. I don't want to hear your explanations. Get the fuck out of my life. I ain't fucking with you. And I kind of respect that, because through these first however many episodes that we've gone through in these 2 seasons, that's how he been treating her. And she's responding in a way that women would respond in. It's like, nah, I don't know what you got going on, bro, but I ain't with it.
Yeah, I think
I loved it. This was a great scene.
this is definitely a conversation in the kitchen.
Incredible scene. One of the best of the series so far, easily.
Mm-hmm.
If
If not the best.
But yeah, like when you combine her Anna Gunn's acting,
yeah,
and
because she
just the
wasn't
buildup
overly. It wasn't
I will
overly
say,
like I'm trying to press you or emotion. It's like, bro, here are the facts. You don't have any answers to any of this, and I'm your wife. Like we got
Yeah.
2 kids together, and you doing all of this bullshit, and I ain't got no explanation for it. You can't provide an explanation for it, my nigga. I'm out of here because I don't know what you got going on.
Yeah, you have them 2 days, bro.
That's real. And not only that, to the point we've been making about watching it after the first time, the more you watch it, the more you despise Walt. You're waiting on this moment. You're waiting for Walt to get called out on his shit. So you're actually rooting for it compared to when you actually think Walt is the protagonist or the anti-hero, and you kind of more on his side during that first watch. So it played beautifully all ways. Mo, what about you?
Yeah, it's different, and I know that we'll have some listeners that are from good earners that are looking like, well, you know, y'all are going hard against Walt, but Tony was a piece of dirt, you know, through season 1 and 2. But Spike has always said it's like, you know, Carmela knew who he was though. Like he always had Gumars, and she looked at it as like, you know, okay, this is helping me out a little bit type, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a different understanding of who they're dealing with. And Walt just all of a sudden acting totally different versus, you know, Tony. And that could be, like I said, that could be a conversation in the kitchen where we talk about, you know, through 2 seasons, we kind of do a character comparison of them two. But yeah, I'm not tripping about this at all. And, you know, now he's at a corner where he's like, okay, you got to just say if I tell you everything, will you stay? Like, because you get to that point. And I think if he did get her there, he would have told her everything because he knew like, okay, I got nowhere else. I got no more angles. You know what I'm saying? So, good scene. I like it. It does have you curious to say what's going to happen next for sure.
Absolutely. Final scene of the episode. I mentioned this last week, so there was some foreshadowing where he was talking to Walt at the bar. He mentions they're just hiring anybody at our job. I mean, just anybody, any bum off the street can get a job. And the irony of this now, Jane's dad's at work all fucked up. I gotta ask y'all real quick before we get into the scene. And I don't know the ins and outs and if it's real or not. Don't you believe you should have some kind of psych evaluation if you work in a job like this? Like if you're in control of so many people's safety, if you have a traumatic event happen, shouldn't there be some kind of psych evaluation to make sure you're cleared and ready to go back to work? Like it feels like this should have never happened.
Mm-hmm. Depending on how much, I feel like it depends on how much experience you have in the position. I'm able to, as a viewer, I understand what you're saying, Rich, but as a viewer watching this, it seems like he got a lot of experience. And he go in there and they be like, okay, you ready
but
to
he
work?
don't got no experience with losing a daughter.
He don't.
He has no experience with that.
However, we know how corporate America is, and they don't give a fuck about none of that. Oh, you can come back and do work. We're gonna let you come back and do work.
But that's my thing, Lou. Wouldn't it, if we're in charge of the airplanes and like air control, air traffic control, if that's our job, that's way too important of a job to just say, you know what, let's chance it.
To us.
Yeah. You might be right.
We know how corporate America is. You work in corporate America. I work like Rich, like Mo. Like we know how corporate America is. And yes, to normal people from a sensible standpoint, you're absolutely right. But in the facts of we trying to get these planes landed, it's already not enough air traffic controllers as it is. Like this is going to happen. I really like how realistic this was. Because what you're saying is absolutely right, Rich. There should have been some type of protocol before he went back to that floor. But they looking at it from the sense of you the most experienced guy that we got. We don't want to waste all this time or money on psychiatric or whatever it may be. Like, get back out there. And that's America. And that's one of the great things that they captured in this episode. Like 1,000,000% he should not have been in there. It ain't really Walt's fault. It's corporate America. It's what we look at in the sense of capitalism and keeping things going, making sure shit run right. We looking at this shit now with TSA not getting paid and 3-hour wait lines in airports. Like, yeah, things happen to people. You think people want to go to TSA checkout lines as TSA agents and they ain't getting paid? Nah, but it happens because they looking at it like, well, I got to keep my job. Same thing with this dude. I got to keep my job. My daughter just died, but I know this this position that I have is so lucrative and so like, oh, they need me. I got to go to work. And I want to clear my mind and not think about my daughter. So I got it.
Fair point. That's I can't. I have nothing to say to that because you're 100% right. That's why they always make the meme. Take them days off because if something happened to you, they'll
Because
put
they
your
don't
job
give
up on the
two
board tomorrow.
fucks, bro.
Yeah, they'll be looking for your replacement tomorrow. So
Facts.
that's a great point, Lou. Mo.
It just make me feel like taking away this being a comedy show, this is a supernatural show. Albuquerque is a supernatural planet at this point because
Is it too much for you? Is it a little too much?
It's entirely too freaking much, bro. Like my goodness, like I'm not saying it don't happen. It's not a popular thing, but it does happen. But it was just, it's too extreme. Like this is the show. They do the thing where they want to be mundane and they want to be like general, and then they want to go all the way 0 to 100. They want to go extreme, and it's like, oh, you know what would be cool? And then it's like they do this, and then they're like, oh, we got this camera angle of the bear following, and now which it was a cool camera angle. Like this is what they obviously pride themselves on, but it was just too extreme, and it's like I just didn't care. Like we're trying to get old. The repercussions of Walter White. This is how much it affects. He rolls Jane over. Jane dies, and now her dad is affected, and now more people die. I get the whole thing, but it's like it's too extreme. Like it's just one of those things where it's like I'm hoping in season 3, like what works and what feels like the personality, the identity of the show. Let's stick to that. All of this extra, like, oh, it'd be cool if we do this. Oh, it'd probably be awesome if we tried this out. Oh, let's. No, like, I mean, I
think this speaks.
I did like the connection.
Cut you off.
I did like the connection though with the other thing about the pink sweater and the pink bear with Walter. I felt like they were trying to tell us that like he's connected to this because it's literally the same exact color.
Facts. Agree with that. To your point in the sense of this is a direct derivative of them not having Mike, Gus, or Saul. So they had to try to force this on us and make it impactful. I agree with what you're saying, Mo. Like, it's like, okay, bro. Like, we get the overall view, the bear falling down. Like, I understand what this means and how Walt has affected so many other things. And these people died because of one decision that he made. But in the sense of me watching the television show, I would rather much more have direct connection with characters than I do with this event. This event don't mean shit to me, to Mo's point. It's cool. It's a dope way for y'all to write this. If y'all been written into a corner and y'all say, okay, this is how we get out of it. This is how Jane's father is. Like, all of that's just like inside baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still cheating us as viewers in the sense of, all right, what next? But they did do a good job with the Gus stuff and the other things that we brought up as far as us waiting for what's next. So I'm not that mad at it.
Okay. I'm not mad at that either. And we see, like, I do appreciate what they do in the scene with, I think when you're using, when you're discussing things phonetically, I think Juliet is for Jay. He used Jane. Like obviously Jane was on his mind, things of that nature. So they're showing all of that, and we actually see Walt's reaction to the plane crash and the crash and the sound. The production company actually used real. They spread out the debris, like they used like a cannon, one of those air cannons, and spread out the debris. It took hours for the crew to pick it up. They wanted to make it look like a real crash scene and things of that nature, but I don't know if y'all know, this scene was inspired by a plane crash that took place in 86, in Cerrito, California, where a private owned airplane ran into a commercial flight out in that California. But do you know the name of the air traffic controller? The real name of that in 1986?
What?
Anybody want to take a guess of what his name was?
Walter White.
Walter.
Walter White. First and last name, Walter White.
He was like he was distressed or something.
He was the air traffic control. He was distracted by another private airplane and wasn't paying attention to that part, and that's the accident that took place. And it's just ironic that that guy's name was Walter White, and here we are, Walter White. I don't know if that was inspiration for the character. I didn't get that deep into it, but I just thought that was an interesting piece of information that a real life crash
there was a I think he might have had a different name, but there is a real Walter White, you know, that he's expired by. But that's fire. I think that's really fire. I like that. So that's a great pull, Rich. That's excellent.
That's
actually,
what I'm here for.
But I still feel like when you put it there and you say, "Oh, is this?" Then it's still kind of a cheap execution there, because it's like, okay, if you know, what I mean, this is a punchline. You about to set up a crazy Kendrick Lamar long verse to set up this big ass metaphor like nostalgia. Then it could have been done differently if that was where you were going with it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It teaches on. I'm not mad at it. I just didn't care for it either.
Fair enough. We already talked about like Walt and Jesse indirectly being responsible, so we tied into that. That's our episode, fellas. Anything else to add before we get into our awards?
Is Jesse indirectly responsible?
Yeah.
In some degree.
Yeah, you got to be.
Some degree. Yeah, I think by
if you're gonna do meth, you should have did it. You shouldn't have done it. Even you should have done it elsewhere. If you love her, like you said, you shouldn't be doing meth right next door in the duplex, bro. So
interesting.
Yeah. So that is our episode, and we are going to leave and take our break. But before we do have some awards to get through, some categories. Most interesting plot between Walt and Jesse. Who had the more interesting plot this episode?
Walt for me, just because there was more to it. There was one main thing with Jesse's plot, but Walt had so many different things with the dad being the air traffic controller and setting up Mike to come pick up the remains. Like Walt, even with him and Skylar in the end, there was so much more meat on the bone for them.
It's got to be Walt. It was a real small percentage of Jesse, but Walt for me, yeah, same reasons.
Agreed. It's Walt. It is. It's fascinating what Jesse's going through. Not fascinating. It's heartbreaking as well, but just to witness what that's going through and what that looks like. But we've been building this whole series up for this moment with Walt, so it's got to be him. So I agree with you there. Favorite conversation?
Skylar and Walt at the end. When Skylar is calling him out on his bullshit. Like, nah, bro, it ain't just the cell phone that you said you had. It's this. And it goes to what I've been saying when we've been podding about this. Like, she's been collecting the data since she felt like something was off.
It's Mike and Jesse. I like that whole that. Well, okay, wait a minute. We got favorite. Do we got favorite scene? That is one of our?
Yeah, we got best scene next.
Okay, well let me track then. It's.
I don't even know why you're searching for anything to talk.
I mean, I guess it's that. It's that. It's fine. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. It's. I've said it multiple times on this episode. We've been waiting. This is episode 19 of the series. We've been waiting 19 episodes for this moment, and to think about it though, to be waiting for this for so long and it still pays off, like it still works, like that performance by Anna Gunn, like when you think about it, it's really a monologue, like that was flawless execution, flawless execution. Facts. And I know we talk about Sopranos in relation to Breaking Bad a lot. It's great because Carmela can't pull this off on Tony.
Right.
Tony's not just sitting there speechless, just watching her give him the business like that. Like that's not happening. So to see this, it kind of balances and brings back the world of you don't know what the fuck you doing or even who the fuck you are. Like, I love the fact that he goes through all the emotions of, you know, your son getting money raised for you. You can't feel that. You said you were doing all of this for your family. Now you're about to lose them. and in the most embarrassing way to somebody like you.
Mhm.
So you got outsmarted. You thought you were smart, and that shit didn't work. So I got to give it to Skylar and Walt. That's the favorite conversation. What about best scene? Best scene of the episode.
Let's be clear though. Like Carmella was a deeper bag, but I ain't mad at Anna Gunn, but Edie Falco.
And you talking about in Whitecaps?
Yeah, it was a deeper bag.
I wasn't comparing Whitecaps.
okay,
I was just comparing like a scene of Carmella like undressing Tony with her words and him not having nothing to say. That would never happen.
Okay, you're right.
Like never. She was giving him the business. Like she was talking to him like you talk to a child.
Got you. Okay.
Like I caught you. Your teacher called and said this. That was one of those conversations.
Got you. Okay.
Like coming home from the parent-teacher conference. Carmella could never pull that off. The acting, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about Tony Soprano. It's almost laughable to think about him sitting in any room and letting that go off, where Walt just had to take it. And deservingly so. So I just thought that was fascinating.
Nothing you can say can knock me off my pivot right here.
Yeah, you cooked. You cooked. Even when Tony's been cooked, he'd get away out of it. He Tony Soprano. You know what I mean? Even if I gotta flex the fact that you living in this mansion and I'm doing, even if I gotta pull it to that back, I live that life. I will. I'm not losing this argument.
That's true.
And
a lot of
you
heavy
don't even have the
breathing.
audacity to bring it up to me. Yeah, like for real.
A lot of heavy
Who are you
breathing.
to even bring this up to me? So he even told her, what was that? Was that White Cast when he told her? Was like, what did you think? You knew who I was before you married me. You knew what this was gonna be.
Now you act like butter would melt in your mouth.
Yeah, you know the life. You seen your uncle and you know what this is. Knew there was gonna be women on the side. Like Tony a gangster, bro.
I know.
But anyway, best scene.
That's where I go to the Jesse and Mike scene. I love that. Like again, they do a good job. Like not every character that they introduce is compelling immediately. Like some of the side characters of Jesse, like Stinky Pete, Badger, none of them. But like when they introduce like Mike and Gus and Saul, the big three, like all of them when they first come on the scene are excellent. We get Mike, he sent me, gets them together like, hey, you didn't see nothing. He started just cleaning up the scene, wiping it down, makes the best judgment because him being a former police officer, he knows what they're looking for, lays it out like police normally don't come out around this time, slaps them, gets them into shape, and it goes without saying, I wasn't here. Like that whole like sequence was great. So that's my favorite scene.
Facts.
My favorite scene is Gus and Hank with the whole, your brother-in-law is in the DA, like figuring that out and just wondering as a viewer. That was the most enticing thing for me in this episode. Like, where does that go? This dude just sold me 38 pounds of meth, and you telling me he's your brother-in-law and you work for the DEA? I gotta know what's going on following that. That was the most intriguing, like, oh shit scene that made me want to hit play on the next episode.
I get you on that. Best scene for me is still Walt and Skyler. I really want to do Mike and Jesse, and it's very fascinating. In any other episode, that's the scene. But I've said it ad nauseum. It's just the payoff. We've been waiting on it. And if they fumbled it, we'd be having a different conversation. But the fact that it was done so well, I got to give it to them. But who took the half measure this episode?
I mean, I'm trying to think of somebody outside of Walter. Like, it's got to be. I'm sorry.
I got someone.
Well, let me think. I'm trying to get a little more creative.
You got someone? I'll tell mine right now.
Yeah, let me get a little more creative. Y'all can go.
The passengers on the flights, they took the half measure, man, easily. Nigga, I'm on my way to motherfucking Disney World, and next thing I know, I'm in Walter White's backyard, his front yard, in his driveway. So
I gotta go. That's a good one. I gotta go with Hank. Like I'm trying to figure this whole Heisenberg thing out. I got the main dude who's behind it now right here in front of me. I got my brother-in-law who's doing this, and it just might speak to my disdain for Hank, but all of these signs are right there in front of you of people like getting it off as far as what you're trying to prevent, and you don't know shit about it. You took the half measure, bro.
I guess I think the real half measure, like I think Rick's
That
like
nigga knocked my shit. He said the real half. That
no,
ain't
not
like,
not because
that little shit you just said ain't the real one.
I'm saying because
Hey, I'm weak.
Rich was like the people on the plane, like bro, nobody know getting on the plane. This is gonna be it. You know what I mean? So it's Donald.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said half measure.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, man.
It's Donald. Like you know,
That's the dad.
yeah, like you knew you try to like that's the way, and that was a good setup because they try to treat the job like before we get the reveal of what his job is, they treat it like it's this office job. Like, yeah, get my mind off of things, bruh. Get me a cup of coffee. We have a cooler talk. You have no idea the intensity of what this man's job is, bruh. Like, which was a great reveal. I get that to Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan. But then when you see what he actually has to do, it's like, bruh, your daughter died from an overdose. And now you done got all these people killed because you're not over that and you're not ready for that. And that's like, you took the half measure. You got other people killed on top of that. Like you literally took your grief and now you've given other people grief. So
That's like I like those. I like all the answers. Who's the MVP of the episode? Who took the full measure?
I think we can go trips here for real.
Start it off.
Skylar. Got to. Like she's in her bag. You know, she already had the baby. She's a snapback. You know, Marie as well, and you know now she can get back with get back with Ted.
That's my initial. I skipped over that. That's my initial thought. And it's probably the right one. Think about this. Part of me wants to give it to the oncologist and Dr. Kennedy. Man,
Yeah,
smooth 200K
Kobe
about
Shaq.
a wall.
Right Kobe and Shaq mean.
Hey, man. But in a real way, the only reason I'm even hesitating on Skylar is because Skylar
think you'll be okay,
bro.
Yeah, the only reason I'm even hesitating on Skylar is because the dynamic of our family being separated, like that's still something you got to deal with. That's not a, you know, I gotta leave so you can leave, and we got to figure out how this is gonna work. We just had this baby. I didn't expect you not to be here. I just found out you was lying. Like that's a lot to where, yeah, you bossed up, but not really. You still took some L's. Where I look at Dr. Kennedy and the oncologists, them niggas came up. Them niggas at Magic City Monday right now, nigga going crazy. So they might be my MVPs of the episode. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's not a bad pick, and I would go with you, but I gotta agree with Mo. Skylar, like, stop playing with me, bro. She got in her bag, and we've been waiting for this the whole time, and it's such a refreshing way to look at it the second or third time versus the first time where you hate her and you think that Walt is trying to do this thing and she's neglecting. Like, no, nigga, he playing in her face. And she called him out in this episode for playing in her face. Like, I don't know who you think I am. I don't know what you think you got going on, but I ain't with none of this shit. I'm taking my baby. I'm taking my son, and nigga, get out of my house in the next 2 days because you want some nut shit. Like, I respect the shit out of that.
No, I do.
We ain't seen that from none of the other prestige TV shows from a wife. Like, she the one that did that.
You gotta think about that. That's a good point.
I think so. I don't think it might have been a power move for TV at that time. Maybe not at that time. It's not like it was the 80s or something. This is 19,
but you might be right though. Like for
2009,
like this style
but for prestige TV,
Yeah, she was a woman that was like, nah, you bullshit.
Yeah, Skylar wasn't going for none of that shit. That's the one thing you will say from day one. Skylar wasn't going.
Tasha,
like, she wasn't going. And I think she would have. But Tasha knew. Like Tasha knew what it was. That's the thing. We never got the opportunity for what would Skylar have done if Walt just said what's up? Like we end up seeing what goes on in the series, but that's out of necessity.
Okay.
Like would she have just? I don't know. I want to say she.
You don't know
how you present it.
That's a great thing. I think that's one of the great things about this series to this point. We don't know. We don't know. I
can see Skylar reacting both ways. It's really all about Walt's presentation.
Facts.
And Walt ain't like us, man.
He can't sell it in the room.
He can't sell it, man. I just can't see him.
Ain't got no moxie.
Convincing her. You know what kind of confidence it takes to tell your wife that, yeah, I'm dealing drugs now. And you ain't had not an ounce of drug dealer on you since you probably met.
But you're right. However, there's a different conversation to be had when you say, I'm selling drugs now versus I'm selling drugs now and I got 1.8 million in the washroom.
That's
Like
fair.
it's different. That's a different conversation. Like hers thinking, this nigga like selling weed and he making $1,300 a pound, like and trying to stack up. Like that's different from I'm a grown ass man. I know what I'm doing, and I got 1.8 million from what I've been doing in the washroom right here. What you want to do?
Right.
Like that's another conversation.
No, that's a great point. You're 100% right. And you can't even to somebody like Skyler, you can't even present it as I sell drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Got to present it like I found an opportunity to help our family, pay for these bills. I didn't want to put y'all through that stress.
Pay for my cancer.
I was dying.
Help with the newborn.
Yeah, like I'm a chemist by trade. You know that. I'm good at it. I'm using my skills in some legal activity. I want to loop you in. That's how you present it. You don't. Walt wants to present shit like I'm the Greek. I ain't even Marlo or Avon. Yeah. Like I'm the Greek. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one that's moving all this shit. Like this whole area, this whole region. I'm responsible for this whole region getting high. Like Walt wants that kind of confidence. He wants that kind of not confidence, but yeah, he wants that type of recognition. And bro, you ain't that. Like even if you are, the reason why people are successful, going back, not even that. And that's a great point. He's not. But going back to what I said about the serial killer, like this needs to have the credit. Like you're never made to end this. Yeah. Like you're never made to, like, the people who are quiet. Prop Joe told a story on The Wire about somebody. Cops didn't know about him. You don't know about him. That's because he wanted it that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Buy for $1, sell it for $2. That's what he did. He stayed out the way and retired and lived long with his money. Mm-hmm. Like, those people that need the attention and the recognition, they fuck up. So crazy shit. Let's get into the ranking of the episode. Just a mid-pack, 96.2 or Blue Magic?
96.2.
Same. 96.2.
Yeah, it's teetering. It's teetering.
You've been a lot more lenient with these episodes, Rich. Didn't you get a last one?
I gave the last one Blue Magic. Yeah, I like these. I told you I'm going to be the person that likes these more than y'all do. Because I'm looking at it from the lens of
Breaking Bad standards.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm not putting it into the comparisons with other shows, and I do have to knock it down some because part of judging the show is how well does it hold up over time. Mm-hmm. So I can't just say I'm looking at it from if I was watching this the first time, because that's a completely different conversation.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy that you say that. Like I can't. When people tell me it's prestigious TV, I can't look at it from another lens. Like I'm watching, as we talked about earlier, Mad Men right now. I can't watch it just as a TV show, it being Mad Men. Like I'm comparing Tony Draper to Walter White, to Tony Soprano, to the anti-heroes.
That's what I did say.
I can't help myself from doing that.
No, that's what I agree with you. That's why I said I got to take that into account. I said I can't just look at it as a first watch. I got to take into account that part. I already know it doesn't stack up for like the Tony Sopranos and all, and The Wire and all that stuff. Probably even Game of Thrones. So I already know it's been moved down the rankings. But either way, Ringer rated this 28 out of 62. I want to
middle of the road. That's right. I think it's a middle of the road.
Yeah, I want to give it Blue Magic, but I feel like Blue Magics don't need thinking.
Yep.
It's either Blue Magic or it ain't. So I'm gonna give it 96.2.
Okay, which is still good.
Yeah, still good. With that being said, yeah, that ends the season 2 finale. Not only for Breaking Bad, but for No More Half Measures. We will be on a break for 2 weeks.
Question: do you guys wait to watch the next episode?
I'm gonna watch it probably. No, I'm gonna watch it and then not do anything for 2 weeks and then go back and visit it. I just want to see what did you say,
I wait.
You waiting until we get closer
Yeah,
to
I watched the episodes
recording.
the day of recording.
I think I may watch
Yeah, I
it
can't do that. I need a little
now.
bit more.
Yeah,
I need to watch it
this show ain't that
now.
good. This show ain't that good.
I gotta watch it now and closer to
See, hold
recording.
on, man. You can't say it ain't that good. It's
Respectfully.
not as good as you remembered it, but it's
No, it ain't that
it's not a
good. That,
bad
like,
show.
I gotta watch it twice. Like, this ain't that good.
I think
Okay,
you'll think the first. I read the episode title for the first episode of the next season. I remember that being a dope episode. So I think you may change your mind, Mo.
Okay. No, it's they're getting better. Like they're on an upward trajectory, but for me, it's not like nothing about this is must rush. I just it even when it ain't must rush. Like it's not that. So
fair enough. Fair enough.
That's
We'll be back in 2 weeks, y'all. Check us out. We got a lot of other stuff that we're a part of. Too many to name. Check out links in the bio. Check out our own pages.
Mainly, another week in the books pop up March 28th in Nashville, Tennessee. Y'all come
Nashville,
grab
Tennessee.
y'all some t-shirts at Duco's in Nashville. We have some t-shirts on site, and you can click the link and order yours so you ain't got to pull up. But if you want to pull up, me and Rich will be there. Taking
We'll be there in
pictures, shaking
person, man,
hands,
live
get
in
some
the flesh,
babies.
man. You already
come on,
know,
man. Hey, get footage. Get some real footage, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Add another week in the books. If you go to link in bio, you will definitely see the links for the crew neck. We'll have t-shirts on site in person. So come holler at us right inside for spring and summer. With that being said, Instagram, NMHM _ Breaking Bad pod. Email, no more half measures pod at gmail.com. We expect to come back to some comments, some emails as we kick off season 3 in a couple weeks. Brothers, wouldn't be doing this with anybody else.
Yes, sir.
Normally you say I have the pleasure of doing this with you and I wouldn't think of doing it with anybody else, but I mean I literally wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you two.
No,
so shout out to y'all.
That's facts.
Yeah,
that's 1,000,000% facts.
The realest.
Yeah.
The only reason that I'm doing this is you brothers is doing it. That's
Yeah,
facts.
it's not that I would do it with other people or not. I wouldn't do this at all if it wasn't for y'all two brothers.
No.
So shout out to y'all, man. I'm looking forward to more conversations. And I'm also enjoying reminiscing, or not reminiscing, but remembering the things that I forgot. Like this episode was I think part of the reason I was teetering between MVP. I forgot everything that happened in this episode. So it was a fresh watch, and I'm thinking like, damn. But once y'all started putting things together, and I thought about it, like a lot of stuff just doesn't work when you sit down and think about it, and that's what separates it. There's too many TV magic moments. So as I mentioned, you know where to find us on Instagram. You know where to email us. We'll catch y'all in a couple weeks. Y'all be cool. We out.
Keep cooking.
Peace.